Yo, what up, motherfuckers? Welcome to episode 75 of the current Backloggers. The date is July 27th. My name is KCP. On my good friend and my guy, D-Dubs.
Yeah.
No, that was intentional. I felt like you were worried. That was part of my bit.
No, I just can't believe you even faked it, to be honest with you. It's risky to even fake.
Well, I went for that cool-ass intro. I thought, gotta commit to it,
Don't mind my white thigh.
That's racist.
Your whole intro is racist.
It wasn't racist.
You're racist.
I just embrace the culture.
That's racist.
Speaking of racist, what have you been up to?
I've been in this basement for hours. Seriously, just woke up to the smell of shit. Cece shit on the floor in our bedroom twice. Cece's my dog.
I bet your shit smell from here traveled to your house is what actually happened. I'm almost dying. I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
You're getting all sassy about how you've been here for hours, so obviously I know what you're doing. When I used to do a podcast Tuesday and Wednesday,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what have you been up to? I'm like, I just talked about this yesterday. This feels weird. So now you get where I'm coming from. It's weird to talk about, and we didn't talk about what we've been up to in the last episode.
It's true. We were just so busy with so much sports news that you guys should need to go listen to immediately.
Yeah, on Pigskin Over Pizza.
Pop! I didn't do a single pop last episode.
It's okay. We're better for it. So what have you been up to?
Poop everywhere, apparently. Well, my dog's been sick and shitting everywhere. Follow up on that. I've been in this basement forever recording podcasts. I thought it was coming.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Playing some games, living the dream. Chilling, working.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, soundproof my room for future projects.
Nice. You're starting that OnlyFans?
Gotta be quiet, you know what I'm saying, down there? Well, I ain't gonna be quiet, but that's what the soundproofing's for. I'm gonna lick toes.
We talked earlier. I wanted the crowd to join in. What laugh do you prefer? Do you prefer a ta-hat or a...
Oh, I already
like
answered it earlier.
I know, I stated that, and I wanted the crowd to join us. Do you prefer the douche, the ta-hat, like the guitar ta-hat, or the douche snake?
Well.
And what about you guys?
Well, I prefer neither. So I don't want to get caught in this thing here.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick one of the two shit stains, probably that's...
So you're a snake guy.
No. I would... That
of the
pile
two.
of shit would be slightly less shitty than the other pile of shit.
But of the two, you're a snake guy. Of the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have a shirt that says the snake guy?
Mm.
We need a snake a whole line of clothing.
That's what it sounds like. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
We're on the podcast, so you want to
okay.
talk about it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
All right.
What have you been up to, buddy?
Well, I've been sitting down here for hours doing a podcast.
That makes sense. We just did another one before this.
But besides that, if you're listening to audio, it must be the fucking worst.
Yeah, it's hot.
I have been working, not even working any overtime.
Wow.
Yeah,
I worked a little overtime.
Yeah, it's the hottest week so far for us this week. So
miserable.
I thought, you know what, it'd be good to take a little bit of time off, let it cool down, because it's supposed to get back down to like the low 80s, high 70s, which can be amazing. But it has been hot, so what I've been doing is fucking swimming a lot in my pool. Because the first year I lived here, I did a decent amount. Last year they had it open, but there was all the real weird rules, but you had to sign up because
wear a mask while you're swimming.
You did have to wear it over there, but then you could take it off. And then it was great because we had to wear it over there, but the person working there didn't wear it. And I was, this is backwards. But I still did an okay amount last year, but that kind of ruins the fun for me. I was just like, oh, I want to go to the pool, and like scheduling it and everything. And then this year I realized I haven't gone at all, really, only a couple times. So this week I've been taking full advantage of it and going there. And it's been relaxing, but then also when I'm alone over there, when I'm alone.
Filming OnlyFans content.
That's where I was going with it, but completely different direction. I'm actually just trying to learn how to swim, so if I ever get caught in a wave, I don't die because I don't know how to swim. So,
Gotcha. I can swim.
hey man, I'm proud of you for that. It
Thank
doesn't
you.
make my swimming abilities better,
Yeah, it
but
could. I hate swimming.
I would say I hate swimming, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. I hate water outside with groups of people. I really hate groups of people.
I love water. I get in this ocean that is known for just dragging things away as a person that doesn't know how to swim. So basically, I'm just like, hey, who wants to kill me? But I get in there and have time of my life.
I like the idea of water. I think water's pretty.
Mhm.
I think what's inside of the ocean is very fascinating. But as with my fear of insects, I think a bigger fear might be of the water.
Yeah?
If anything touches me, I won't go there. If I'm on a week-long vacation and I go down there first day and something touches me in the water, I hope there's a pool there or I ain't getting in any water.
Oh, yeah, I'm total opposite. Like Myrtle Beach, there's seaweed just everywhere, so it's always wrapping around your legs, and I'm just walking through it.
I won't do it. I'll sit on the beach and I'll chill with you. And you can go, like, oh, look at him. He's like, watch you like my kid. Like, oh, you're so cute out there. Oh, he fell. Oh, he can't swim. Oh, he died.
What do you do with your kid?
If he can't swim, what else am I supposed to do? Come back
Save him.
here. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it on the podcast.
Say that one more time. I fucking dare you.
I probably will before this podcast is over.
Besides that, I went to the NHL draft party, which we talked about on Pop. So if you want to hear more about that, you can listen or watch
Pop!
episode 7 of Pigskin Over Pizza.
Pop!
And then we can get into things we forgot about from the weeks before. You have anything?
Nope.
No? The only thing I have is some news articles, but I kind of just worked into this week's news.
That's what I said we were doing.
Yeah, because I was kind of weird to break them up. That's what I normally do, but I thought maybe it would work better to do it different.
Okay.
And then do you have any questions? Or corrections, question, or feedback?
No, because it's been me here, so I don't really have much.
No. I don't either, and nobody's sending any emails.
Did we get any question emails? Like, oh, that's sad. I feel like we really rocked the last one, though. I feel like we really nailed that one.
So James or anybody else that wants to write in, please do so. I'm trying to think of a question. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to change a light switch in your home, do you think you could adequately do that just on the fly?
No.
Okay. Well, I had to do that today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd never done it before. So I turned off all the power to my house because I didn't want to die.
Yeah, I knew that's where I would start, but...
I didn't start there.
Oh, no?
No, I took it off and I was like, this is high voltage electricity.
Yeah.
I could get very hurt. So I turned off... I had to say this earlier. Well, I actually didn't. When you were talking about how hot it is, it reminded me. I turned off all the power to my house, which turns off my AC, for 2 minutes. Just to unscrew these wires, right? 77 degrees in my house. We keep it at 69. Swear to God, it was like 3 minutes, tops. And it takes forever to cool down when it's 100 degrees outside. I was sweating my ass off in the dark trying to fucking wrap these wires around these little nuts. Also while trying to learn how to do electricity. I got it, though. And my house is still there.
I always believed in you.
Not on fire. I had to call my dad. Full disclosure. So that's my question I had for you from last week.
Oh,
that I emailed in.
Yeah, I had one I wrote to you. I don't know if it got put into spam because of the content.
Maybe you should just tell it to me now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. So you own an Xbox Series X, the Halo version, right? This one that we're dreaming up.
Mm-hmm.
If Phil Spencer say he had one for you, and he's like, there's one catch, though, and you had your dog sitting there, just shoot in the fucking head and you can have it. Would you shoot the dog in the head?
No.
So you don't even really want that Xbox?
I guess not. Not bad enough.
I didn't think you'd be manly enough to do it. I didn't.
Nope. I couldn't even tickle the dog. So.
Then you're just a fucking idiot.
I'm a pussy is what I am.
I mean, if you want to tickle the dog.
Maybe it's uncomfortable. It doesn't like it.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this. Since this is the questions
it's a whole
block
section
here.
For you.
If you got $1 million, would you suck a dude off?
To completion?
Before I get to that, I think this would be another funny episode of things we shouldn't admit that isn't actually stories.
Like,
just,
if would use or how much?
Yeah, we could just come and
definitely. I would definitely do that.
I think you should have to be realistic because I think we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, you have to make this guy feel good.
Okay, so you have to finish.
Yep.
$1 million. That's a life-changing amount of money.
It sure is.
One dick. I really want to be realistic here. I want to say yes, but I don't know if I could. Like $1 million cash, is it taxed or is it like $1 million straight up?
He's like, here
like
it
it's
is.
legally your money.
Yep.
I would agree to do it, but I don't know if I could do it.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. If we do this episode, it has to come at it from a realistic point of view because I can't stand doing this with people. Like, so for $500 million, would you touch a guy's ass? Fuck no, dude. That would make me gay. No, that makes you a fucking idiot for not doing that. You're willing to work. The way I thought about it recently here is for any of these, anything $1 million or over. If you're willing to work 40 hours a week, majority of people work at jobs they don't like.
Until they're like 70.
Yeah, and majority of them aren't going to make close to that much, $1 million.
Yeah, I think $1 million saved to retire.
Yeah. So you're willing to do that for potentially the rest of your life. You're not willing to have one terrible moment and be set up for
just one dick.
Yeah.
Good. Your future, your kids are safe.
Yeah. So I think
one dick, and especially in this culture, probably you'd be looked at as a hero. Straight man sucks dick. Hero for the gays.
So yeah, I think you have to come out from a realistic expectation, and I think even if you're realistic, I think everyone, if they actually had the load of money sitting in front of them, they'd go, shit. Like, yeah, I lied to you. It's only 100,000. You're like, yeah, but look at all the fucking money. And I'm not saying you do it for 100,000. I'm saying money in front of you changes a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know if it's $100,000 in front of me. I don't know. That's still a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah.
I think it would be a substantial amount of money though. I would probably do it for $1 million.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please. This is a question block after all.
$10 million. You had to eat a tarantula.
Oh, Jesus Christ. My skin just crawled when you said that.
Live.
That could be life-threatening. Are we taking away from that?
Yes. It is a These are non-deadly ones, right?
I think they all potentially could kill you. Obviously, swallowing it wrong, but I'm saying like this thing itself, I think
there's tarantulas.
I don't want to look that up. I get honest with you.
Let's say there are.
Okay.
I will even go as far as I will hold it.
Oh, see, no wiggle.
Okay, but I am going to, and you have to, it's alive. You have to eat it. But after you bite it and kill it, you have to hold it from that point and finish. But I'll do the squirmy part.
You just led with the fucking worst one you could. I'd take 10 dicks over that thing.
It's $1 million each dick. Yeah, that's about right.
For that one, I'd be like you. I would say I would do it, but I don't know if, and I would hate myself later, but I physically don't know if I could.
See, that one I would do for like $100,000. I would rather do that I would rather do 10 of those than one dick.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a dick. I'm like, yeah, that's gross, but I got one of those. I think I know what to expect.
I would have a hard time between that or a cockroach, a dick or a cockroach.
Those are pretty terrible too. Well, no, I was thinking caterpillar, centipede. Cockroaches aren't good, but centipedes are way worse for me. Caterpillar, I'll just feel bad about. What the hell did he do to anything? Yeah, I think this should be an episode.
I would watch it.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it'd be a fun episode. Next one we could even do with other people.
Dude, $10 million untaxed. You just have to get one spider out of the way.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. That one, that would be like one for you. I would definitely try and do it. I physically don't know if I could.
It would suck even worse to try because you only get the money if it's over.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I could try once it was in front of me. I would want to. And then I would hate myself. Like I said, I'm not being like, oh no, that thing's gross. I'm not doing it. Yeah. As soon as I didn't do it, I was like, fuck, $10 million. Why didn't you do it? But then I just, as soon as I go, well, here's another offer. Oh shit, it's there again.
What if it was like a daddy long leg for
That'd be
$1 million?
easier.
$1 million. Daddy long leg.
Try.
Okay.
The worst part is that you said they're still alive, and that one would be easier because I don't know, like talking about. I don't think you feel it smashing around as much. That one, a tarantula has
The
fucking meat
ass
on it.
would be the worst part of the tarantula. That thing is
Make you want to
girthy.
throw up.
I think I could get through the legs, the head, everything. I
Oh
think
my
the
God.
ass would be so juicy. Speaking of juicy,
Speaking of juicy ass, if you have any corrections, question, or feedback, you can send it to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then why don't you say we get into the news? What about that?
let's do it.
All right, what do you got for us?
Derek, let's do it. I have these things here.
Necessities.
From IGN.
Okay.
From Netflix to Net Games.
Damn, that's a good headline. I can't
Nice.
believe IGN did that.
Netflix confirmed Tuesday that it'll expand into video games, starting with ad-free games for mobile devices like phones and tablets, available on its existing service at no added cost to subscribers.
Oh.
And its biggest expansion into a new kind of entertainment since it started streaming in 2007 and released its first original show in 2012. Netflix sketched out broad ambitions for gaming, indicating it could ultimately envisions pursuing console games for Xbox and PlayStation. Netflix was clear about one thing: its gaming won't be. At least not at first. A new way to charge you money. It will not charge you money. Jesus Christ, that was a horrible way to word that. We're a one-product company. That product, he noted, is an all-in-one subscription that will include games. The move into gaming winds Netflix from its bedrock business of TV shows and movies as the world's biggest subscription video service. As Netflix has grown, it's long pointed out that its competition extends beyond the traditional TV and movie companies that go head-to-head with it now. The company has repeatedly called out gaming phenoms like Fortnite as well as user-generated video powerhouse YouTube as some of its toughest competition because of the massive amount of entertainment hours they command worldwide. And the gaming industry is an economic powerhouse. A surge in interest during the pandemic last year bolstered it into a bigger market than movies and North American sports combined. The global market for video games was estimated to be worth $178 billion last year and is expected to eclipse $200 billion in 2023.
Take that, pigskin over pizza. Games are in.
Yeah, bitches.
I think this is really interesting. I'm curious to see how it goes. I think they're saying all the right things. I think they're full of shit. I think it's not going to cost extra right away. I think he even said that without saying it. He said, we believe in one price all around for everything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean the prices stay
Yeah.
the same. They've already raised the prices recently.
Yeah, and I think even if they launch at the same price, I think 6 months, a year, it's going to go up
If you're
way
moving
more
into
than...
console streaming with the xCloud shit, like they partner up with that, there's no way you can acquire that and not charge more money.
Yeah. It said it was starting out on mobile.
I was just talking about the future.
No, yeah, I know. I think that's a weird approach just because Luna and all these other things, I would feel like they would at least do something like that, like something like Stadia or Luna's doing. I think, yeah, the one that is the craziest idea would be Game Pass, and Microsoft seems like they want to get on everything.
Yeah.
And what better way than something that everybody already has. So
Sign a deal with Netflix. Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be easy.
So it'll be interesting to see what this turns into, or if this is like a lot of things Google and Netflix and all these companies do, where they go in on it and then abandon it within a year. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, I heard about this and I was like, that's interesting. I don't. What phone games are they gonna give us? That's like
Yeah, that's why I thought that was a weird approach.
like Angry Birds, the paid version. You know, what I mean, I just don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what you're going to give that's worth my time. Like, oh, this feels worth you adding to my price that I'm paying. I don't know. It's interesting, and unless they actually do the games, like Game Pass and PlayStation Now
I
stuff.
think that'd be a game changer, literally. I think something that could be interesting. Did you ever hear about that Vandersnatch thing they did? Which sounds inappropriate,
Mm-hmm.
but it was an episode of Black Mirror, I think, where it was like interactive and you chose a story as kind of like a Telltale game
Okay.
played on a show. I think the way they say I do pictures like straight up mobile games, but I think that'd be cool if they tied in the movies with the games, like on Netflix original stuff. I think.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get Netflix original games. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that you tie them together, like you're watching something and you could change it, or like you have a community of people and they could.
That sounds
like
pretty ambitious.
I feel like they were testing that. I don't know if it was for this or not, but I
Yeah.
feel like they were already testing water. So I feel like you could do some really cool stuff without if they don't get Game Pass or PlayStation or something.
That'd be interesting. I feel like they could also do like what the Xbox was trying to do a while ago with like the 1 versus 100. I feel like you could do that with all Netflix subscribers.
Yeah,
One account is the one or something, and then
you know,
like
I'd
a
be down for
live
that.
game show Netflix style. I feel like they could do stuff like that. There's probably something there for them to do. Moving on.
Probably CTV before the show.
From GameStop. This is the booty I've been looking for. Do you make these?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're all terrible.
Okay. Many games today are embracing the live service approach where the new content is regularly added to keep things fresh in the bedroom. But
Didn't say
Xbox isn't making it a mandate for its developers to do this. Speaking to The Guardian, Xbox Studios boss Matt Booty said not every Xbox game needs to have a live service component, though many will. We don't have any direction or mandate that says every game has to be an ongoing sustained game, he said. Booty pointed out to Double Fine's Psychonauts series as an example. It's not exactly the type of franchise one would associate with a live service, and Booty expects that would continue if the series grows beyond Psychonauts 2.
Beyond.
In fact, Booty said there is no expectation that Double Fine makes another game in the series at all. I hear
Quest.
Psychonauts 2 is really good.
Is it out?
No, but the reviews are
Oh.
out. People have copies.
I heard the first one's really good. I just haven't played it.
I'm going to play the second one. Our boy Matty plays. Got his hands on it.
Matty plays booty.
There might be a Psychonauts 3, but I'm not going to tell designer Tim Schafer to go make it. I don't know why I'm reading it like this. Knowing the history of games that he makes, I don't think he's going to be making a game that has seasons and goes on for 5 years. Of course not. There are certain games that demand a service title, I think, and there are certain games that don't. This is super weird. I don't know. One of the benefits of buying so many studios and franchises is that Microsoft can have its fingers in multiple pieces at the same time. While not every franchise from Xbox will be a live service, some will, including Sea of Thieves and Halo Infinite. Again, those make sense. Sea of Thieves has longevity, and we're going to have Halo multiplayer start to be based around seasons. But we have a few studio, Compulsion Games, our studio in Montreal, weren't told to go build something that's going to have seasons or 6 pieces of DLC or something. Tell me why was an important story for us to get out there, but there is no mandate that they've got to go figure out how to do seasons for that game, Booty said. Another trend that is increasingly popular in games today is scripting and user-generated content, and Booty said this is something that Xbox may lean into in the future. Period. With Forza Horizon 5, we added the ability to design challenges and obstacle courses. We've had Halo Forge, which lets you design your own multiplayer levels. In Flight Simulator, that activity is a lot more sophisticated, he said. So I think we'll see that going forward, where people just have an expectation that they can do more through scripting and mods. That's the end of that sentence. And certainly, and the next sentence starts with "and." Certainly, with the addition of Bethesda to the Xbox family, they've got a long history of understanding how mods work. We've seen that with Skyrim. That's it. End of that story.
I don't think I missed anything on that, so that's all.
No, I just think that this was fucking horribly worded and pretty terribly ended.
So, most importantly, you said Montreal. Do you say Montreal or do you typically say Montreal?
Oh, Montreal.
You say Montreal?
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
You say Montreal and Montreal.
Well, I think I've only heard Montreal and Montreal.
I don't think I've ever heard Montreal.
That's how Canadians say it. I don't actually.
Well, they're probably right.
Well, they're right for their region, but
We'll talk about it on the podcast.
I don't know. I like this article a lot. I know you seem to think that, of course, games wouldn't be like that. Like it's common sense.
Yeah,
I think it should be, but I feel like we've seen publishers kind of force into games where it shouldn't be. So I don't think it is a given that games that shouldn't have it won't have it. Like I don't think there's a Ubisoft game that doesn't launch like that now. I
Yeah,
can't think of
Ubisoft's a
any.
fucking terrible company that need to get bought out by somebody.
So
But PlayStation games don't do that, and they are all wildly successful. I feel like, yeah, story-driven games just shouldn't be. I feel like that makes the most sense.
well, Assassin's Creed was definitely story driven, and that's gonna. I'm sure you saw. That's gonna be
The
a
Assassin's Creed Infinite
the living
or
game.
Infinity is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it. I think it is should be how it is. That it's not a given, but it does kind of seem like that. And I think it's a really smart decision for Microsoft not to force that. And I think that's probably the point that the reason he felt like he had to say that because it seems like it is kind of mandated at companies like Ubisoft. I don't think that all developers just want to make something like that. It kind of seems like it's from the top down making that decision.
Yeah, this shocks me that it needs said. So, because I feel like most games don't do this. I feel like the most popular games right now are like that, but I feel like most games aren't like that.
Yeah,
So,
maybe you're talking about like all the games, yeah, percentage wise, maybe they're not. But yeah, I feel like all the games that
the big popular games right now are service games, battle royales and shit. But like majority of the games aren't, right?
yeah, maybe percentage wise. I mean, somebody like Microsoft, they are releasing the top games obviously by default, so all their games are gonna be, even if they're not the best games, they're gonna be in the top games. So I feel like they would fall
Yeah.
into that category of.
Well, I feel like the most played games right now, like is Fortnite, COD, they're service games right now. I feel like if you just look at games in general, I don't know. It just surprised me that it needs said because I don't think there's even that many games that are service based. Am I crazy for that? I can't even name that many. Sea of Thieves,
I don't know.
Fortnite, COD.
I don't know, because when I think about it, I feel like I can't think of many that aren't.
I
So
feel like I can only think of games that aren't any story game. All PlayStation games.
PlayStation hasn't really done it. I mean, they do here and there, but majority of their first parties aren't. But I feel like pretty much any other company,
What are
like,
they? I can only name the few,
all the ones you said, obviously Assassin's Creed started now.
but they aren't yet. But they're going to.
Yeah.
So far, no.
Um, Rainbow Six, um, Division, Destiny. What else? Just anything Ubisoft makes.
It's okay. So Ubisoft. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Ubisoft is doing it. I don't know. I just feel like you could look at Xbox's catalog and probably 98% of that is not. And then look at PlayStation's probably 99.5. PC might have more, but PC also has games like Let's Fuck the Devil and
we need to play that.
so I don't know. It just shocks me that I could see because the most popular games right now are that that maybe they need to say it, but it makes sense that they would stick with the studios that are making story games are going to stick with story games. So this doesn't shock me at all.
Well, I feel like even Halo used to be known as a story game, and now you're like, yeah, obviously that game would be.
Well, to me, that game's always been a multiplayer game. So it makes sense that them going free to play and going seasons based makes sense because that's what multiplayer seems to be doing.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's why I think the landscape has changed so much because I know some people play Halo for multiplayer, but there's a lot of people that care about the campaign or the story more. So even a game that used to be considered a story game is now like an obvious choice for a games of service, and even the campaign is gonna be a game of service. Like they said, they're gonna add stuff. So
Yeah, I feel like multiplayer games should probably be service games a lot of the time. But I feel like any company that's a story driven, like We Happy Few, doesn't make sense to be a. So, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't make sense for these. PlayStation doing a service game doesn't make sense. Fable being a service game didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Skyrim doesn't make sense. It's the Outer Worlds. None of these games make sense to be service games.
but games like that, you don't think? That's why I'm thinking. Fable's gonna be much different than people think. It's either gonna be more of the same, and people are gonna think it's outdated, or that people are gonna think it does need to be a live game and a living game.
I don't know how they would even do that. It just needs to be a story game based on now being.
I'd be surprised if it's just that because I feel like games are changing, and I feel like if they do more of that, people are just going to say it's outdated because people play games so differently now.
I don't think pretty people would say that. I think the loud people that play Call of Duty for every 8 hours a day would say that. I think the same people that are craving Halo multiplayer that play Call of Duty every day are gonna be like, "This is shit. This is so old." But just because they're, if that's the case, then nobody would like anything, and that you could just apply that theory to everything. Well, it's just like the old stuff. Yeah, it's Fable. Or yeah, it's Halo. Of course, it feels like Halo.
Yeah, I think that, and I'm a huge Halo fan, but I think it's going to be an issue with Halo. I
It's
think,
gonna be an issue with any game. Anybody's gonna have that. No game's gonna be perfect. Not gonna please everyone with any game.
oh no, you're definitely not. But I think Halo, obviously, I think everybody knows they need to win back some people. And for everything the show was great to me, but if I was off of Halo, I wouldn't see what would get me back onto that. So it's like more Halo.
I don't play Halo that much anymore. I'm like mainly Call of Duty, and I like Halo. But
Yeah.
I'm not like craving Halo every day, but I want to go back to Halo because of this.
But you told me you're like, I need a new Halo. So you do seem like the kind of guy that wants a new Halo.
But the same people that are off Halo right now want that feeling. I haven't actively played Halo for years. I'll dabble in it every once in a while with you guys. This looks like the game to get me back into it.
Do you think for the majority of people that are off of Halo, and you say that,
I think they'll come back to it for a week or two.
yeah, and then they'll see that it's probably more Halo, and they'll be like, I don't want this. I thought it was going to be something different.
That might happen to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
that's why I think games are changing, and people don't always want what they think. I don't think people want a Fable like they.
I do. For sure. I don't see how you can make Fable a live service game.
I think if it's just another Fable, it's not gonna go over well. And I think if they change it, people are gonna be like, this isn't Fable. I think they're
That would be
screwed
odd that
either
it
way.
wouldn't do well. There's enough to do a trilogy and warrant another one, and everyone knows it's an open world RPG.
And you said yourself you can't even stay focused on a story game and let them hold your attention, and you're not gonna really play them. So if one comes out and it's nothing more than just a straight up story and a standard RPG,
In a
then
world that I love, I would definitely do it. I'm gonna play a
All
Halo
right.
campaign in a world that I love.
I'm just thinking off what you tell me. You're like, I don't even games I should love. I just play them and I start them, and just nothing holds me.
Yeah, the Hogwarts game isn't gonna be a service game. I'm gonna love it. Play it the shit out of it.
All right.
I don't get why that's being pushed back on, but maybe we talk about it another time. I don't see. Yeah, this doesn't matter. GameSpot, Halo's Infinite. Halo Infinite is not a make or break moment for the series. Halo is a mega franchise hit that will be here for the next decade. This is Phil Spencer, by the way. Mega franchise that'll be here for the next decade, regardless of how Halo Infinite is received. The executive said in a new interview. He also touched on how the game's multiplayer is shaping up and why he doesn't believe the game needs battle royale. Halo Infinite might not please 100% of people, but that's just part of being in the entertainment business. He added, "I don't think that's a make or break. I just don't believe that." He told IGN, "That's Halo, in general. This Infinite game does not need to be make or break, right?" There's going to be millions of people who play the game and love that game, and I'm sure there'll be some people that will see opportunities for us to do more, and that's just the nature of being in the entertainment business, and we accept it. Spencer wanted to say the developers put enough pressure on themselves to make a great game, and he didn't want to add any more. Halo will be here for 10 years from now. Is Infinite the linchpin, or whether or not it survives that long? Absolutely not. The game is such a rabid fan base and such a history and lore that it's just an IP that's going to be with us. We don't take that for granted, but I definitely believe that in my core. I heard this before. I definitely have some thoughts on it. I never want to put a team in a position where they feel like, hey, this one's got to land, or who knows. Also in the interview, Spencer spoke about how some people commented that Halo Infinite should follow trends and add its own Battle Royale mode, or that it needs to reimagine what multiplayer can be to stand out in the market. But Spencer doesn't believe this is the best path moving forward for Halo Infinite. Instead, he said he's happy and proud of Halo Infinite for really nailing the arena experience that the franchise is known for. He said he believes that people may respond positively to Halo Infinite's back-to-basics approach to multiplayer. With a lot of innovations and evolutions that have happened in FPS multiplayer over the years, there is something very pure. There is something very pure about coming back to Halo Arena experience and how clean it was and how tight the gameplay loop was. Right now on our platform, there are not a lot of games that are going back to the tried and true formula of perfecting what they have, and I think that's what the goal of this team is. The traditional arena mode for Halo Infinite, compromising standard 4v4, 12v12, is all it's confirmed so far. But Spencer teased more modes that will be revealed later. If fans respond positively to Halo Infinite's arena, this gives license to developers to branch out into something new later on. If we don't get that right, you don't get permission to do anything else. Halo Infinite is a live service game that will grow and evolve over time with new content. The game will have a 3-month seasons and new battle passes for players to work through. The studio doesn't want players to have to grind. As such, battle pass content will never expire. Halo Infinite launches at some point in time this holiday. Multiplayer is free to play, and campaigns included in Game Pass.
What are your thoughts then? You said you had some.
I don't like that approach. I get what he's saying. Like, oh, it doesn't have to be make or break. It's going to be here in 10 years. That seems like you're taking it for granted. Like, I get that Halo is huge. There's no guarantee Halo will be here in 10 years. This could break it. It might not need to be a make it. It could break it. I believe that very strongly. There's a point where you don't get enough sales, or maybe Game Pass is just getting so much money that it doesn't matter on game sales anymore, which could be a thing. And they'll just keep pumping out shit Halo content for 10 years, maybe. But if people aren't digging your game, I mean, that literally breaks it. That's why games stop existing. Halo's too big to stop existing, is what this feels like. That might be true, but I feel like that's a pretty... I don't know. I feel like that's holding on a lot for something that is probably true, but could not be. But I understand that it's probably true. But it feels pretty... Fuck it. It'll be here in 10 years. We'll get it right eventually. Feels weird to me. Both times I've heard it now, I've felt the same way. It hasn't cleared up at all. So...
Yeah, I don't think it's a make or break. I do think it'll be around in 10 years, not even just because I think it'll do well. I think it'll be around just in the sense that it is such a big name that I don't think he would admit it, but I think what that means is that even if it's a failure, they're still going to hold on and make stuff with it.
That's what I'm saying. You keep producing Halo shit.
Yeah, there won't be a 6-year development cycle and a massive team. But I think Halo is such a big name that they'll keep making stuff.
That doesn't feel like we're taking it for granted, do you? No, we're so fucking huge. It doesn't matter. It'll be here in 10 years.
No, because like I said, I don't think he would ever say it, but I think it's playing up that the name is so big that they would still make something smaller and just still make money off of it. But I don't think he would ever say something like that. I don't think he's saying that it's going to be huge for 10 years. I'm sure that's what the hope is and that's what they think and want. But I'm saying I think that there is just going to... Halo is such a big name that if it drops off and this isn't a success, they would just do other things with Halo and keep making money, or the TV show or all this other stuff that they're doing. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily have to make it. I think it could hurt it, though. Definitely break. But
I think, like I said, I kind of connects the other one. I love Halo. I'm okay with just more of the same, but when he was talking about they don't need Battle Royale and all this stuff, I don't think they need Battle Royale, but I said all along, I think they need something, the next Battle Royale, like something that people don't know about. Cause
innovative,
yeah, eventually the bubble's going to burst, and maybe he is right. Maybe that is happening right now. Like I said, eventually all this stuff goes in cycles. Deathmatch is going to be the top thing again, and people are going to, Battle Royale will be on the back burner, and they'll cycle over again. And maybe that is happening. Maybe people are getting burnt out on that, and maybe that's what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Maybe that's what Splitgate's feeling a little bit. Maybe they're thriving for him just being a straight up like arena shooter.
Yeah.
Obviously not to the levels of those, but the success it's having from seemingly out of nowhere. So maybe that is a sign that...
It's a sign that Call of Duty has so many fucking hackers that people are trying to do anything.
Well, I mean, anything that's big, eventually the bubble's going to burst, like Deathmatch. That seemed... You wouldn't think anything would get bigger than Slayer and Deathmatch and all these things, and then those are way on the back burner now compared to Battle Royale and other things that exist.
Yeah.
So I feel like it all cycles back, and I don't know if it's going to happen now. I hope for Halo's sake it is, because I think they do need more of that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think Battle Royale is going on for a little while. It's still everything that comes out with it is so fucking spicy for a little bit.
That's all I got on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's a kind of a shitty approach, but I'm sure people will enjoy it. The hardcore Halo guys will stick with it. The guys that want to go play something different will play it for a month and go back to Warzone when they announce. Well, depending on when this comes out, I mean, it could be terrible timing.
Yeah.
The new Warzone has an anti-cheat. Fortnite has a good season. Apex is coming out with a new season that looks really good. Who knows what happens with the big battle royales? Could put this multiplayer as something they try, and then go right back to the big boys. And the hardcore stay. I'm assuming that's what's happening with Splitgate, is that shit is just in a shitty state right now. That they're just looking for anything, and Splitgate's at least new. But we'll see. Splitgate, its official release date has been delayed after some 2 million players overwhelmed the open beta servers, forcing the team to work to increase server capacity. The overload was sparked by the introduction of the beta on console earlier this month, which allowed players on all platforms, except for Switch, to join via crossplay. Last week, the Splitgate team revealed via Twitter that they were working to upgrade server capacity to keep up. Splitgate was originally expected to launch tomorrow. Is that true still? When you wrote this, like the 28th or the 29th?
As far as I can remember, yeah.
Following a period that included a substantial graphical overhaul. Instead, it will launch in August as 1047 Games' small team of 4 engineers scrambles to upgrade the number of concurrent players the game can handle. Our team has been blown away by the incredible support. They've had a shitload of technical issues. I'm going to try to paraphrase a little bit. They had to go into a queue system. I couldn't even play during this beta. Because they had to limit the amount of people that could get onto their servers. But they had a big talk with people, and they announced the team was able to raise $10 million in funding necessary to expand the game's servers, capacity, and stability. In the meantime, Splitgate's pre-release beta will continue to be available. And they will update the game, the pre-release game, with content to hold fans over, including 3 new maps, customizables, and skins. And they're doing a console FOV slider, so what PC players can see, they can see. New modes. They announced this stuff like yesterday. And you can finish your beta battle pass, and things will carry over. So they've been very open on Twitter, and I'm glad they're getting the support they need.
That's crazy that you said you couldn't get into a game, because I played, we're going to talk about when we get what we've been playing, but I played a shitload of it. I did have almost every time I started, there was a couple times it didn't pop up at all, but almost every time I started it, it did say how they were limiting the players, and then it said to try again later. But if I waited a minute and then pressed A again, I got right in every time. And then
yeah, it's there. Just keep trying it.
That's fucking weird, because I did it throughout multiple nights and for a long time, as I'm going to talk about. But and once I was in, I never had crash or even
yeah, that wasn't the issue. It was just the people trying to get in. Once they capped it, there was no issues with it. It was just getting in.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, because that's the only issue I had, was waiting a minute. But I'm not saying that like it's not true, because
I forgot that in the sports. Really big.
Oh, because I hate when one person had a good experience with something, and then like people are talking about how a game's broken or it doesn't work, and then somebody's like, "Oh no, I had a great experience with it," and that's like supposed to take away that other people are having it. So I believe it. I must have got lucky, and
so many people are having issues.
Yeah, that's so weird. I think it's fucking awesome this game's so successful after we talked about on here. Kind of seemed like it might just kind of vanish, because when they announced this, when they first put it on PC, they said it was coming to consoles, and that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And it just kept withering away on PC. This team is only 4 people. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, we read it.
Oh, was that in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tweeted and said they're trying to hire people, and that was when they try to get more people. That's when I figured out they had 4 people. I knew it was a small team, but that was fucking bonkers. I can't imagine how excited they are after. So I'm sure they were thinking too that shit, this might just fall apart.
Yeah.
And then see it turn into this. And the game's so much fun.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll lose a lot of its luster pretty quickly, but I think it's going to keep a pretty core group of people. There's no way it'll keep the numbers it's keeping now because the numbers it has now is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I think it's going to have a solid player base for a while, which is good for them.
Yeah.
Especially with how long they've been working on it. And they just never give up. It's pretty cool. They said on the day one of the beta. Where the fuck did that go? 600,000 new users, 50,000 concurrent players. Day one of the open beta, we peaked at 4,000. Don't know what that means. Oh, day one of the open beta was 4,000 total people. And now there's 600,000 new users on day one. So, it's just on console, by the way.
Yeah.
So, good for them.
It's fucking nuts.
It is nuts. It's good for them. They deserve it.
Do you have any news you want to talk about?
That's what I was looking at. I think I deleted a lot of my stuff because you had it, but I kept that Splitgate fact. Nope.
Okay. I just have a bunch of random things. So this is James Gunn. I don't know if you saw this. He said, I'd be really happy to do a Harley Quinn and Groot movie. Not only have I thought about that, but I've actually talked about that to the heads of both Marvel and DC. I don't think you could ever get them to agree to do anything together.
A Harley and Groot?
Groot. Which I think would be the fucking weirdest crossover. If you could get those companies to agree to something, those two characters would be...
Yeah, it'd be odd.
But I would fucking love it.
I don't even know if I'm interested in that.
I don't know what it would be, but for one, Harley Quinn, you know what I'm saying? And then I think I could see it playing well with like how innocent Groot is and how naive he is because he's young, and then her being a psychopath but finding him cute. Not a romantic thing. I'm not taking it like that. I feel like you could play off of that, but yeah, I don't know. Seems like an odd choice if you get those companies to agree.
That's probably why he wants it.
Yeah.
See, I think I find Harley Quinn's character super annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
I think if I had to be around her in real life, I would, but just...
Like, I don't even like it on this. Even the trailers. Like, I didn't watch the new Harley Quinn movie because I didn't even like the trailers. Like, the Suicide Squad looks interesting to me, but like every time she talks, I get annoyed.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of feel more opposite. She did say, I don't know if you saw, she needs a break from Harley Quinn, so that'd be sad if this ever did happen. And
but she's on a break.
Else. Yeah.
I think she's a good Harley Quinn. I just don't like it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's all I have with that. I think it's weird that those are the two you pick, and I think it'd be fucking awesome if Marvel and DC did any kind of crossover ever. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I bet it will, but I bet it'll be for something so dumb. That makes sense to me that would happen. That would be the thing. Like, oh my god. Like, maybe there's a tease. Like, Marvel x DC. Holy shit. This is happening. Groot and Harley Quinn. Two lovers.
Oh, fuck yeah. How far can I get?
How much wood can he grow?
Yeah.
How much wood can she take?
Oh, okay then. When's the last time you played Fall Guys?
Groot. Season 1.
Me too. I keep wanting to go back to it, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. And
Season 2. So I've tried it after the second season, yeah.
But Insomniac announced they're doing a crossover with Fall Guys where you can unlock Ratchet and Clank costumes, and they look adorable. So even more reason I should go back. But I said this multiple times and haven't, so we'll see if I do.
Yeah, it's a group game. You need people. There's no way I'm going to go play Fall Guys by myself.
It's definitely more fun with people, but I probably play more alone.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't like playing games by myself in general, so...
I don't think you're going to be a fan of this, but I couldn't have been more excited. It was announced that the creator of Lucifer, which I don't watch, but I know people freak out about, TV show.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Okay.
I've seen clips of it. It just does not interest me. Go ahead.
What excited me was it's in early development for Netflix, a live-action Pokemon movie.
I saw, yeah.
Or a series, I guess, would be a show, which 5 years ago, maybe less, I would have cringed at it. Like, that sounds terrible. But I did that with Detective Pikachu. I was like, why would you make him live action? That sounds horrifying. And then I thought it was so cool, and I was like, this is exactly as I picture him coming to life. So I'm all in for it. I don't know if it'll actually follow through, but
yeah.
That's so weird. I think you love that movie.
Just yeah, maybe. There's probably a shitload of movies I would like that I just like.
This is not game related at all. I just thought it was interesting. I want to see what you think. So it says with temperatures in Dubai reaching 115 degrees Fahrenheit, the Dubai government is using a technique called cloud
Oh
seeding.
yeah, I saw
You
this.
saw this?
Yeah, the fake rain or whatever.
Yeah, where they launch a drone into the clouds, determine the precise voltage required to make them release large droplets, and then zap them to generate heavy rainfall. What sounds like something straight out of a movie.
Yeah, it sounds fake.
I also I feel like that would cause radiation to come down with the rain. I don't know how that would work, but I feel like electrocuting water that's coming down would have to have some side effect.
I don't know. So you're electrocuting the cloud, right?
Yeah, I don't. I'm no expert on this stuff. That just doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
And if that is all it takes, I don't know why they want to be doing that in California and all these places that are having like extreme droughts too.
Yeah. They don't have as many clouds, probably. Because their cities are full of fucking smog and horse shit. Dubai's at least clean.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
probably
in
a lot
some
of it.
areas, maybe like Arizona would be a worse one, but I mean California there has to be maybe not certain cities, but generally there has to be water in so many areas just because the ocean's there that clouds
Yeah.
form like crazy.
Maybe.
I just thought that was fucking unbelievable. That's a real thing that's happening.
No, yeah. Oh, I think technology's gonna get so weird that there's gonna be so much weird shit that's just like, oh, I guess that's happening now. So this is just one of those things like, oh, I guess we can just produce rain now. Here we are. Fuck it. Let's cool down some shit. Wouldn't that make it hot as shit later though when it's done? That's just humid and hot. You didn't really solve anything. If you can make the sun go away, that'd be sweet.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting. Technology's crazy. Dubai's also like light years ahead in some sort of at least buildings they are.
They are. I wonder. It just came up so fast. So I wonder if it's something that's gonna come down so fast. Like, because I feel like the things that stick around for generations and generations are things that are so well built, and maybe there things are, but they just constructed so fast out of nowhere that I wonder how sustainable it is and how well built all it is.
Probably not that well or would be everywhere, but
Yeah,
it's probably good enough to try it at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just have this weird feeling like it's gonna fall apart and fall apart real fucking bad. It just seems too good to be true, and usually things are too good to be true.
I'm sure everything has to be like perfect. Like, oh, we have the perfect amount of like the clouds with the perfect amount of water density percentage, and we have the drone at the perfect gas level, and it's fucking. I mean, the oil it can sit at this angle, and when we shock, everything probably lined up. Like this is the only time we'll get to try this. Let's just shock it and bring it back down, see if it works. I don't know. Again, I literally have no idea what I'm talking about, but I just feel like a perfect storm had to happen for us to be like, okay, let's just try it.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, it worked.
They announced Injustice: God Among Us movie.
Did they?
Yeah, it's animated.
Oh, okay. That at least that's fair. At least.
Yeah, that one makes sense. It would have been.
Thank God.
What?
So the animated makes so much more sense.
It probably does make more sense and way less chance it'll fall or be bad.
Yeah.
But if it succeeded, it could be really fucking cool. But yeah, it's probably a safer bet.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning toward.
More than 100,000 people have registered for the Halo Infinite beta.
Wow.
And yeah, so
that's a lot of people.
That's not good news for me. It's good news for somebody here.
Great news for somebody here.
Yeah, you already got your invite. Say no.
I bet you'll get yours.
I hope so.
They're going to PC players first, I heard.
This feels like a miracle where somebody got accepted at team and hey man, I'm sure you'll get your chance. Yeah.
I'm sitting there playing it for 3 days.
Yeah.
I'll have a lot to talk about next week though.
Hey,
if I'm allowed to. I'm sure Microsoft will really slam us down.
Phil actually texted me and said he was watching last week.
Oh Jesus. I won't talk about it, Phil.
10 Cent is going to buy
I heard about this for a ridiculous fucking price.
Yeah, Studio Sumo, which is known for Little Big Planet 3 and Sackboy. They also made Crackdown 3, amongst many other things, for 1.27 million. And Tencent is buying up more shit.
They're just gonna own it all, man. It's gonna be an
fucking
issue.
crazy.
It's gonna be an issue. Oh yeah.
I remember when this podcast first started, and Cody gets deep
I was
into
about to say Cody probably has a lot of thoughts on this.
Oh, yeah. And, he gets deep into his Chinese conspiracies. So I just thought this was one of them, but then I figured out fast that I was like, yeah, this is fucking nuts.
Just buying it all up at crazy prices. That one doesn't make any sense to me. I thought Bethesda was way overpriced. That is nuts.
Yeah. It seems like easy buy for, well, not, hear me out. It seems like easy buy for Sony as far as the product, but yeah, the price, no way Sony's going to buy that, but that's like a fucking home run for Sony to buy that company.
Yeah, but I'm sure they weren't offering fucking...
Oh, yeah. There's no way. Fucking crazy.
I don't know where they get all this money. They're just printing it.
Yeah, it's kind of horrifying. District 10, if this movie ever comes out, will be based on a topic in American Horror Story, says Neil Blomkamp. He didn't give much more than that. He said he saw an episode of American Horror Story, and it's going to be based off one of those. I'm starting to feel like District 10 is like the new Avatar, and
keep talking about it for the next 20
just
years.
going to keep changing to different things and maybe never come out.
Yeah, and then this shitty movie might come out.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but...
I have a feeling Avatar 2 is going to be a wild letdown.
Well,
and
there's
it's
no
going
way
to
it's
feel
not
aged.
There's no way it's not going to be a letdown people's expectations,
Yeah.
but I think
I
if you judge a movie for what it is, I bet it'll be good.
bet it's going to feel aged. Just like the little things with Leto and Denzel was written in the 90s, and he didn't change the script because and no one would buy it because he refused to change the script, but someone finally was like, all right, just do it. And it felt like fucking a 90s movie. It was good, but it just felt like a 90s fucking movie. Like, this feels like a movie that should have come out in 2000.
Oh, it should have came out.
Whenever the fuck Avatar 1 came out.
Yeah, even if you want to be generous, maybe like 5 years later, like, yeah, it takes a while to film it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
Sure, computers are tough.
Yeah, but what it's turned into is a bit much. That's why, as much as I love Avatar, I said I've been done for quite a while getting excited.
Yeah.
Once it comes out, I'll be excited as can be, but I'm not going to keep doing this fucking game and people are all just right on train with it.
That's nuts to me.
It's coming out this year. You know how many times you guys have said this?
It's not coming out this year. It's almost over.
I don't think people actually think that now. I'm just saying, like, people will say that like every year that
people
this is a year.
Believe shit can grow in a sock if you tell enough people it.
It's just extra confusing since you think you learn your lesson. This guy said this about the movie that these are sequels to. The same thing happened with Avatar. So you think you would learn your lesson from it. More the reason I brought up Neil Blomkamp because there wasn't much to add with District 9.
It's because his name sounds like Blumpkin.
Believe it or not, that's not it. 2 reasons. Did you know he has a movie coming out August 20th, and it's called Demonic, and it looks like crazy horror movie, and it looks interesting.
I've seen a couple horror movies recently, and I've not seen a trailer for it.
You should watch it. I think this doesn't look like
definitely watch it.
I'm going to check it out because I like him, and it looks interesting at the minimum, but it doesn't look like what I would normally expect from him, but it's curious to see what it turns into.
It's called Demonic? That's all it's called?
Yep.
Was that August 20th?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was so weird.
I just saw a trailer for a horror movie today. What was it called? Doesn't matter.
Tell me, what is it?
Started with an M. Malignant. Looked good.
No, you're thinking of Maleficent, right?
No, I don't think so.
With
Angelina Jolie.
Yep, Broly. And then the other thing that Neil Blomkamp is doing, he's working to make a AAA multiplayer shooter. And it's with a company called Gunzilla Games.
Terrible name.
It is. I'm excited, though, because he's somebody that loves games and obviously is very talented. He's the guy that's going to originally direct the Halo movie, which ended up being District 9. And if you watch District 9, you can see many of the Halo aspects directly in there. So I can see this one being one of those things that never comes out, but it gives me more hope that somebody like him that is into games and might actually be a real product that comes out one day.
Gotcha.
Amazon scrap plans for the Joe Exotic movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, you tell me that fad died out already?
Me and Cody in one of the early episodes were casting the the Tiger King movie. I was actually looking forward to it, but even if it was terrible,
I
wanted to
liked
see
it.
what
I
was.
just that fad died so fast.
yeah.
It makes sense that would have died out. Like, the popularity is not. They should have struck a way sooner. And it probably would have been a wild success.
Cyberpunk, this happened a little bit ago. I said some of this news is old now, is back on the PlayStation Store. And Sony literally said, don't buy it on PlayStation 4, only buy it on PS5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it immediately went to the top charts on PlayStation 4. So it's the top selling game on PS4.
It's going to be terrible.
And that's just another sign that people will say what they want and then just follow something else.
Yeah.
People talk about how they're a terrible company and they'll never support them as soon
I'm
as
never
they
going to buy
can.
that fucking game. Yeah.
And they just fall all over it.
The game's so fucking good, and I'm so sad that Cyberpunk is such a shit company. And
CD Projekt.
that's what I say.
No, that's what I was guessing.
It's so sad that they fucked it up so bad, and I'm sad that they can't release it to people for it to be good, because it's so good.
No, I hear you. This one is already dated now that it's actually officially out. That's how dated this is. But The Witcher Monster Slayer, did you hear about this? Is a mobile game that came out on July 21st, and it's like Pokemon Go.
Oh.
And you find creatures in the world. It looked cool, but it looked very spiderish, so I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been in my Pokemon Go bag a lot.
Oh.
A
Yeah.
lot. Just can't keep Pokeballs, though.
I can't keep Pokeballs either. I've been there. The Xbox had a Game Pass ad that the kid was using a PS4 controller on it.
Oh.
So I thought that was interesting. That
It's interesting they even had an ad. They've been so terrible promoting Game Pass.
Probably because they just think, why spend money? Everybody fucking pouring into us anyways.
Yeah. Nobody knows about cloud gaming, though.
Yeah.
Need to promote that more.
Let's see what else. Oh, Tencent is planning to take on a Nintendo Switch and make a handheld of their own.
Okay, that'll fail.
They could. It probably will fail, but it shouldn't because they have fucking endless
Definitely.
amount of money. They could do whatever they want with it.
Definitely. But it will fail.
Let's see if there's anything else.
I have some stuff.
Do you?
Sprinkling, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you heard of Unstoppable? The Chinese film?
Yes.
Have you?
Why have I heard of it?
Well, they said it's a new property. Do you want to see
Never
the
heard
main
of it.
character?
Sure.
Oh, familiar to you?
Never seen it. Is this going to be up here? I hope.
I'm going to try and remember too. Isn't that unbelievable? They're just acting like it's a brand new thing.
Wow. Why does that sound familiar then?
I don't know. You want to get your own in here, he said? Or you want to wait till I was done?
I was going to wait till you're done.
Oh, okay.
I have a little bit more current things.
Backlog.
Pop.
So, God damn it. I don't have the whole article. I just want to see if you knew about it. Philips unveiled the world's first design for Xbox monitor. Did you see this?
I did.
Do you remember
I haven't
anything,
seen it. Do I remember? Oh, I don't.
You
I know it's 144 hertz. I know it's fucking expensive.
Oh, I figured. Yeah, that's why I didn't even look into
Over
it.
1,000, I think. It has built-in speakers, which is one of their big things, like built-in good sound. But I'm pretty positive it's over $1,000. I think it's 27 inches, 144 hertz. But you can get a 1440p. I think it's 1080p also. I'm pretty sure you can get a 14. Oh, I don't. I'm not pretty sure. I own one. A 1440p 240 hertz monitor without. No, with speakers, they're shit. But he uses speakers on his monitor for $600. I don't understand who this is. Maybe they make. No, it's big. That's what it is. It's big.
Oh, okay.
It's like a TV, but it's like. That's definitely what it is. But it's like over $1,000 still.
All right.
So that's all I really remember. It seems like a waste of money. It seems like a Mac or something like this.
Yeah.
You can buy this thing for $400, but it has that Apple on it, so you're gonna spend $2,000.
That's why I was wondering if it was something like that, or if it really was like designed to amplify Xbox.
Just go buy a monitor. If you want a monitor, it's so much cheaper.
We finally have a release date or an air date for the return of Dexter, the 10-episode return for the second season finale or series finale,
Yeah.
and it is November 7th, 9 o'clock our time.
Did you watch the trailer?
I haven't yet.
It's not a second ending. It's a
No?
continuation.
Well, a continuation, but I think like when they say
Oh,
second
like a
ending,
redeemer.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
no,
way they want to end it.
It's definitely they're keeping what happened. So it looks good.
Yeah.
I think so. Looks
Oh,
different.
I'm excited for it. If I have anything else, that is all I had.
Okay, so Blizzard is in the news for being the worst company ever for treating women like actual horseshit. I'm sure you've heard about it. You have for sure. To people listening, if you haven't, just look up Blizzard women. You'll see some good stuff. Let me read you a little something. Can I do that?
Yeah, let me first search Blizzard women. I feel like this might come up with a bunch of attractive women in Blizzard.
Or like Overwatch girls.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm curious. I bet the article will come up first. Are you just Googling? Like no images or anything? Just
Oh
Google?
no, I was going to images. I was curious. The articles probably will be that. Yeah, the first thing is articles.
Okay,
So
now-
images,
Is
snowboards.
it May from Overwatch?
There is a bunch of Overwatch characters, snowboards, and then random females and
Okay.
some men.
Can I
It's not as bad as I thought.
can I read you something from the official like in court documents
Yeah.
from what's happening at Blizzard and why 1,000 people are leaving Blizzard and standing outside of it in a stance against them? In a tragic example of harassment that defendants allowed to fester in their offices, a female employee committed suicide while on a company trip due to a sexual relationship that she had been having with her male supervisor. The male supervisor was found by police to have brought a butt plug and lubricant to the business trip. Another employee confirmed that the deceased female employee may have been suffering from other sexual harassment at work prior to her death. Specifically, at a holiday party before her death, male coworkers were alleged to be passing around a picture of the deceased's vagina. That is awkward. This thing is full of just horrible shit happening at Blizzard. That is nuts. Or Activision, whatever it is. Activision Blizzard. Fuck those guys. Although, as you'll find out soon, I recently supported them financially. So,
Which means you partly support Tencent.
I guess.
It's all fucking looping around.
Go China.
Yeah.
China. So fuck them. That is fucking nuts. That's it. I mean, I don't really have. There's not much really more else to say. That is fucking egregious. That's awful. And I can't believe that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Apparently, they were doing like bar crawls where they go to people's like cubicles and like drink and like talk about fucking coworkers. It's crazy to me. Battlefield unveiled Battlefield Portal. Did you see this?
Yeah. I should have notes for the whole conference. If you want to talk about that, we can. And maybe if you're on next episode, we can go over whatever you want from this press conference. But
we can talk. We could just like look up the conference, like what happened at the conference. I have a pretty good memory of it.
It's up to you.
But Battlefield Portal is what I took the most. Well, that and the other thing I'm going to mention. Because none of it else really. The Lost in Random game looked kind of cool. But Battlefield Portal is a community-driven Battlefield experience that you can make your own game and game mode. I think starting from Battlefield Bad Company 2 to another Battlefield, like whatever the company is making Battlefield, I think 1, and then this one. I think there's one more, but you can take any of the most popular maps from those, and any of the game modes and any of the guns and make whatever you want. If you want to make a battle royale, you can make a battle royale. If you want to make, in the trailer they had like robots versus tanks, like one tank versus like 1,000 little robots, medics with fucking defibrillators versus people with bats or something.
Yeah.
It just looks like a fun thing to play. Like one of them was like a mega tank versus people with like bats or something. It just looked fun. I almost shit my pants because I thought it was a Battlefield Bad Company game, because when they threw the grenade it had the smiley. I almost lost it. I was like, this is Bad Company 3. I'm going to freak the fuck out. But this is still pretty cool. I think I know myself, I won't make anything. But I will be pretty excited to try out the person's battle royale they make. The person's Bad Company, like 1v100 thing, or the like one person with superpowers versus 100 people with no power. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. People are gonna make some crazy fucking awesome games, and I'm excited to try those. I have zero interest in making my own thing, which is why Forge was cool too. I never wanted to make my own thing, but I wanted to play other people's.
Do you think that kind of stuff you're gonna have to find people to play with, and in the matchmaking it's just gonna be what Dice makes, and then you play those? Or do you think Dice isn't going to have anything official and they're just going to let the community do everything? Because I'm guessing, I would imagine it'd be cool if they had, like Halo does, where you could just go in and play a ton of random ones. But I feel like it's going to be like Halo in the way you have to do custom games to find
the
that
way
stuff.
they explain it is you can go in and play like matchmaking with it.
Oh, but not. Are you sure it's playing everybody's randoms and not like the ones that Dice is specifically
Everyone's
created?
random, yeah. That's the way they worded it, yeah. And they'll have like full matchmaking support for it, and like you can even go in like, oh, I want to play this guy's thing and matchmake for it and whatever. So it looks sweet. It looks ambitious. It looks like a Forge on crack.
Yeah.
So if it is, fully matchmaking and you can just like, oh, I want to go play the Battle Royale. There'll be like the featured or whatever. You just go find the Battle Royale. It's the most popular one. People are playing it. You just go do it. I don't know. It looks cool. Also in that conference, they did the Dead Space reveal, which would have been the coolest fucking thing ever if it wasn't leaked. Because they did it perfect. They had the whole thing, which I thought was a pretty decent little conference. And then, one more thing, they take you to a door. Oh, dude, it was so good. It was the fucking cut off the limbs was written, the thing filling up in the back. Perfect. It does look like a direct remake, which we talked about. We don't know if it's going to be a direct remake or a reimagining. It looks like a remake with cut off the limbs and I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I'm still excited for it. I know we said it would be like, oh, we've already played it, so it's not that. I'm pretty excited for it still.
Yeah, that's still how I feel. I love Dead Space, so yeah, give me a better version of that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's fucking terrible. That makes me even more excited for the terrible name. I can always forget it. The Callisto Protocol, the one that the original Dead Space creator is making. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. I hope it's not full price. Is that fucked up? I hope it's like a $30, $40 thing.
You think $40 wouldn't be bad, but it's full price.
I won't get it then, which is sad for them. Unless they add like multiplayer or something from the other ones.
Yeah.
We'll see. Halo Tech Test starts July 29th.
For some of us.
Which is tomorrow. Through August 1st. I don't know what you're playing in it, though. So, I don't know if it's like just the 44 mode or what.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'm very excited. And then this new game by Amazon, New World. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I don't look too much into it.
Awesome. It looks like World of Warcraft, but like for shitty players. Like something to sink your life into, but like there isn't 10 million buttons you need to press at the bottom. There's like 3. So it just looks like a beginner-friendly WoW. That isn't subscription-based. Sign me up. I almost bought it. But let me tell you why I didn't. Because it's bricking the new graphics cards. The 30 series. Specifically the 3090s, but it's happened on all of them. I have a 3080. So it's literally making your fan spin at 200,000 RPMs, which apparently is fucking awful, and it's overheating them and just frying them. So apparently the company EVGA that's frying will fix them, but they're in such high demand, there's no way you get it at any reasonable time. So it kind of sucks because I almost bought this game, and I really want to play it, but I'm afraid of frying my $1,000 graphics card. But it's like pretty big in the news.
I'll have to look into. I saw it, but I didn't really pay too much attention. I'm sure it's gonna be mouse and keyboard only, so it probably wouldn't be for me anyways. But
I didn't even want to look into it because it's Amazon Studios, and the last game they came out with fucking sucked.
that's what my next thing I was gonna say. Not in the quality, I would, especially a game like that that's supposed to be similar to WoW. I'd worry how long it's gonna be sustainable for because Amazon abandoned shit like Google
Yeah,
does.
their plans for it look incredible, and what they have even in the beta looks like people have hundreds of hours already just in the beta. Nothing transfers either, so I'm kind of glad I didn't play the beta.
Yeah.
But the way the game works and why it would be sustainable from the rip is it's territory, it's PvE VP, so it's like territory bases. There's this big world, and real time people are conquering territories, and you have to build up armies and build up factions and build up your base and take out places in real time. So
Yeah.
that's how it'd be sustainable. Is you're always working on trying to conquer the new world.
Oh yeah. No, I guess sustainable in a way that Amazon keeping
No,
it.
that's that part.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Would be a worry. But if they did abandon it, I think there's enough at the beginning that you could keep a player base
Yeah.
since it's not subscription based. So that's all I had.
Okay.
for news.
Do we get into media pickups?
Let's do it.
What do you
go
got?
first?
Okay, me
Shit.
first. So I actually got a few this week.
Ooh. At least I have one.
Yeah, we both do. Look at this. You saw one a few minutes before we started this. I haven't played it yet. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners for PSVR. I haven't played it yet, but it was on sale, so it was a complete edition with all the DLC and everything, so I went for it because I've been wanting to play. I've heard good things about it. When I did that, I also renewed my GameStop Pro membership and my Game Informer monthly.
That's a thing that it still exists.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get, I didn't know that they added stuff with the GameStop Pro. You get a $5 coupon every month that's just free credit. So I was like,
Does that stack?
I don't think so. I think you have to use it by the end of the month.
That would have been fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, still, you're paying $20. I still like Game Informer. I mean, it's not, obviously not like the most relevant thing. I just think it's cool to have.
Physical.
Yeah. And it's $20 a month. I mean, a year for it. And you get $5 if you use those for 4 months even. Then you're already paying for it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I did that. And then I bought tickets to see Mega 64 live.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you ever.
I know.
Yeah.
I know about them. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're YouTubers that do like video game skits. Like they dressed as a Tetris piece and went into stores and tried to fit into certain areas, or they did the guy from the Resident Evil, what are you buying? Yeah, and then this isn't gonna be skits like that. They do a podcast, so I guess it's just gonna be like a live show like that. But they're coming to Columbus, so I thought it'd be cool to see. And then
when's that?
November 7th. Sounds right. Look it up.
How much was it?
25. I didn't think you'd be interested from everything we said. So, if there's still tickets, you could totally join us.
I'm moderately interested.
Okay.
It's a Sunday too.
Let me look that up. Make sure I got it right for you. So November 14th. So still a Sunday, just next week. So
it depends on who the Seahawks are playing.
Okay.
And that's really it, actually.
All right. I know. Well, why don't I check right here? There still is tickets available. They already sold out once, and then there's tickets now. So I'm thinking people probably refunded it, so I don't think they're going to be there much longer. I'll be honest with you. If you want to go out, get it, and that's up to you. And besides that, I ordered a new set of Joy-Cons because mine went missing months ago. I don't know where they are.
Okay.
I found the Skyward Sword ones, the Zelda ones that keep selling out. So
I'm out.
You're out?
Seahawks Packers. It's a big game.
Is it a day game?
4:30.
Yeah, right around then. But the Skyward Sword ones, I'm not the biggest Zelda guy, but they look kind of cool, and they keep selling out, so I figure I'd buy them. If I don't need them, leave it packaged, maybe sell it to be able to make some money and still get some Joy-Cons, and if not, open them because it'd be cool to have.
Yeah, okay.
But that's all I got for pickups.
Gotcha. I tried to pick up more media. I didn't know that physical things were media, like PlayStation, like controllers.
Oh, yeah. We kind of
loop those in.
Yeah, as you can tell, I just did a live show, so yeah, we kind of go Broadway with it.
Okay. I tried to buy a PlayStation 5 controller again, but the support for it on Windows computers is even worse now than when I had it at first. So I took it back. I got something else with it. Get that money.
Isn't that when you bought the extra small condoms you said?
Yeah, but I bought something like
Oh, the porno?
No.
The
Oh,
vibrator?
I bought a new computer case. Did I talk about that last week? More airflow?
Sounds right, but man,
It doesn't. And then I bought Overwatch. Hence when I'm supporting these sacks of shit. But I've been needing a game to sink my teeth in because I love Warzone with all my heart, but it is getting so bad. Like hackers every game. It's just it seems like they don't even care, like aren't even looking at it anymore. So unless something happens, I'm just gonna wait for the next COD and kind of hope they implement an anti-cheat. And I'd be like, it's just no point. So I need a new game to sink my teeth in. Too. I wanted to do Splitgate, but I can't play it. Hopefully that changes tonight because the servers went live at 8 p.m. yesterday. So I'm hoping I can play. And so I couldn't play that. And Fortnite is fun, but it's just games aren't like that. Like I can play that by myself. It's like around an hour or two, and I'm just like whatever. But I was like, oh, I love Overwatch. You said you wanted to play it. It's crossplay now, so I bought it. And it was fucking fun. So that was one of my pickups.
We'll play it.
I'll talk more about what we've been playing here in a second.
Yeah, do you want to start or you want me to?
I'll start since I'm already on it.
Okay.
I'm playing Overwatch.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really fun. I kind of like I didn't like forget how fun it was, nor how to play it. Like I feel like just riding a bike and hopping right back in.
Yeah.
People are fucking assholes on that game. Horrible sacks of shit. The only issue I have with playing Overwatch is if you want to be a character that does a lot, like a DPS character, like a damage fucking character, you have to wait 20 minutes to find a game.
Because everybody's taking them, you mean?
Yeah. So you have to be a healer or a tank. Tanks are the big motherfuckers. And there's one tank that I like, Roadhog.
Roadhog.
Yeah, Roadhouse. So I've just been having to play tank characters the whole time, and you're always the front people that has to go in and do it first. If you're like not good at that or like learning again, everyone fucking hates you. So it's kind of annoying in that sense, but it's actually super annoying in that sense. Like I literally can't. My favorite character is Tracer, and she's a DPS character, and I literally can't play her.
Dang, you beat me too. I was gonna ask who your favorite was.
Oh, Tracer, Torbjorn. I can never say his name right. The guy with the wrench.
Oh.
In the turret. Roadhog, luckily. And then I just started playing Diva, who is also a tank character.
That's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, and
played her for the first time, and I got 35 kills with her, and was like the leader of the team and being a tank. It was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
So if that's your favorite character, you'll have no problem playing Watch. We'll probably be tanks together. It'll be me and you, and then everyone else pick. I'll be Roadhog, you be
True
Diva.
to life.
So I don't really have a problem playing tank, but I'd like to play Tracer. I'd really like to play Tracer, but it just can't happen unless I want to wait 20 minutes. So I've been playing that. I've been playing some Fortnite, like I said, but it doesn't even need to talk. I'm just trying to finish the battle pass because Rick and Morty skin is the last skin at tier 100. So I'm trying really hard to get to tier 100, and I think I have 10 days. So and I'm like level 70.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I contradict everything I said before. I've been playing Warzone.
Okay.
Really trying. You want to talk about sacks of shit? I've been trying to play with randoms, and I'm getting matched with hackers.
I thought you were gonna shoot me. Shit.
I'm getting matched with hackers, people that fucking suck, or just people that are assholes. I'm gonna say this word not because I like it. It's not the one word. It's a different word. But because I gotta reiterate what this guy said. He picked a spot right as soon, so the plane comes in, and then as soon as you cross a barrier, you can jump immediately. They picked that spot, and all of them jumped. And we always got the one fucking retard that doesn't jump, right? And I didn't jump for a second. And I was like, "Fuck you, asshole!" I had fucking I was on my phone for a second. I'm coming. Yep, there's the retard. I guess I found him. This is my hackers, people that are just dickheads a second into the game, and people that are terrible. And don't land with you. So they'll be all split up all over the map. And you have to 1v4 everybody.
I have a few questions here.
Okay.
First one. You said one of the things you hate is people that are terrible. When you're talking about
that split off.
Okay, so when you're talking about Overwatch, well, maybe this still fits. When we're talking about Overwatch, you said you hate those people because they were mean because you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the same? Like these people?
Well, I don't sit there. I'm like, oh, come on, bro, you fucking suck. You gotta be it's the worst fucking tank that's ever fucking played the game. I'm not sitting there screaming into my microphone. Oh, dude, your fucking mom doesn't love you because you can't play a tank character correctly.
Moms do care about that.
They
Very
do.
adamant
According to
about
this
tank.
fucking asshole, dude, you're probably a virgin because you've never used Roadhog correctly. I'm not sitting there screaming that in Call of Duty. I'm just like, oh my god, this guy's fucking terrible. Oh well, it makes it fun for me because I get to do more. But I hate it when they're terrible and they land like 50,000 yards that way, and we're all over here at Superstore, and this guy's in fucking the farmland looting and he picks up a fucking most wanted or something, and we can't even do like scavengers. So I don't mind if people are bad. I just mind when people are bad and fucking stupid. And I won't say anything either. That's what makes me different. Is I'm not going to scream at the person for being bad. So, but also in Warzone is the new mode Payload, which actually got added in finally. It's Overwatch. It is quite literally Overwatch. It's even called a Payload in Overwatch, which I didn't even connect those two.
I almost said last week I should have, but yeah, I don't think it's like me catching something. I think
no, it's literally it's a complete ripoff.
Yeah,
I think it's the same amount of people on each side, but one team's defending a point. Like you have to move a train or a car, 2 trucks. That's the payload, and you have to sit at a certain distance around it and push it forward as a team. And people will try to get you off of it and then try to push it back, and you have to get through different checkpoints to get it to the end, which is literally fucking Overwatch. And it's pretty fun. I didn't run into any hackers in that, so it's actually pretty, and people were communicating and talking, and it was like super like exciting. Like it would get to like really close to the end, just like an Overwatch. What makes that game so fucking like is when you're like that close and you're like defending it with every "I'm coming, guys" from the fucking spawn, and you have to run. You're like last line of defense. It was just like that, but it was with a game that I'm better at Call of Duty. So it's pretty fun. I hope it stays for a little bit so we can at least try it. It won't stay for long, but I do want to play it more.
Mm-hmm.
I played quite a few games of it actually. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more, but let's just go with that.
Okay. Before I get to what I've been playing, the other thing I was going to ask was, you were talking about Roadhog and Diva. Do you think we could roleplay those sometime?
Sure.
Who would you want to be?
Well, obviously I'd be Roadhog.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Can I be the dominant one still, though?
What does that mean?
Like you're submissive and I'm dominant?
No, because I have the hook. I'm going to hook you to me. I'm the dominant one.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Who's the sexiest character in Overwatch?
The Mercy. The Angel.
You don't think it's Diva because it's Diva?
Do I think it's Diva because it's Diva?
Yeah, like you don't think
shitty reasoning for it. Diva's attractive. May's thick.
Vic? How many C's are we talking?
At least 2.
I just think Diva's outfit is top notch, aside from the tank. Get that shit
So
out
she
there.
gets out of the thing.
Yeah.
Probably Mercy.
All right. Maybe I'll put a picture side by side. People can judge here.
Yeah.
I'll find one that is very not good for you, and then one's very sexualized.
I'm sure just within 10 seconds of an Overwatch, ton of Overwatch porn out there, so I'm sure you could find some pretty sexy pictures.
Yes. Speaking of porn, I've been playing.
Oh my god, I thought I stopped recording.
Sod. I've been playing a shitload of Splitgate.
Yeah,
sounds
fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know I feel bad because I said I believe people are having those issues, and I don't like when people are like, "Well, I had a good experience." Like it takes away that other people can't have a bad experience with it.
If it's a server thing that you just don't have enough. Well, yeah, I understand it's not your game. Like,
yeah,
whatever. I'll get in when I get in it.
I think I already have half the achievement points in it. Been doing way too good at it. It's kind of odd. I knew I would at the beginning, but even now I'm doing really good at it.
There is skill based, which once you get into the upper echelon, I feel like people that use portals are fucking ridiculous.
It's a shitload of fun though. I'm
I
loving
love
it.
it. Yeah. I suck with the portals.
I'm
I
not
feel
the
like
best with them.
my shot's pretty good, but that's because I think I have a good shot in video games. The portals are fucking. The people that are really good at that game are really good at portaling.
A couple things I didn't notice when I played on PC, and I think I'm comparing a lot. I know it's a total Halo clone mixed with Portal. But I think playing it on Xbox now is making me feel the Halo more.
Okay.
A couple of weird things I never really thought about. Maybe you wouldn't notice. Maybe it's because I play so much Halo. But one thing that really annoys me, it sounds like really nitpicky, but it's really fucking with me, is you can't run over and pick a weapon. You have to stop over it and hold a button. Like in Halo, you'd be moving and hold X and you would have it. And Splitgate, you have to be moving, stop, hold X, and then start moving, which really kills the pace of a
I don't
fast.
think you do on PC.
Really?
As
Maybe
far
that's
as I
why I
know,
didn't.
because I've had plays where I run out of bullets and I'm running over the sniper, pick it up, and I've sniped somebody.
Maybe that's why I didn't notice on PC because that seems like an odd thing to change, especially if they are Halo fans. Because I feel like I said, it sounds nitpicky, but that's a very vital thing in Halo, being able to
On the
run up
fly.
and pick. Yeah.
I wonder if it's a setting that you can like a hold time to pick up weapons.
Yeah, I should check that. That again would be a weird filter to turn on, but yeah, it is possible. I know some games do that. So I'll have to check that. One thing that I never really thought about that is definitely a big departure from Halo is that there's no grenades. I know there's a portal shutter,
Yeah.
but I never really thought of that.
My dad's been playing this game and he keeps trying to throw grenades at people, and I'm like, those don't do any damage.
Yeah, I did at first too because I'm like, this is Halo, and I'm like, oh, they're not fucking affected by this. And oh, they only close the portals. I don't know. And again, why I never thought about that because it's shooting, obviously, grenades, and then melee. Everybody, that was like what made Halo. That's the joke, that the 30 seconds of fun thing. That those were there's a elaborate story, these cool maps, but it was essentially that's what all it was. You could boil it down to that.
Yeah.
So I think it's weird that a game that is a Halo clone doesn't have grenades. And then the next thing I was gonna say that is definitely different than Halo. The melee is far weaker. I don't know if you noticed that. It takes like a couple melee is kind of like your last ditch effort. When in Halo, that's kind of like a joke. That's more powerful than a weapon usually.
Yeah.
And I know this.
Just use it as a finisher.
I know this isn't the sequel to Halo, so I'm not saying it has to be the same. It's just for something that is so much like Halo, but then there's these very minor differences that throw you off quite a bit if you play Halo a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking with me, and I don't remember being like that.
Yeah, I
But
don't remember the melees being that weird.
yeah, that just does way less damage because so that's kind of like a secret, not secret everybody knows in Halo, but that's like one of your most powerful weapons is your fucking melee, and it's definitely a weaker weapon in Splitgate. But I'm still loving it. It's just those are things that kind of.
I think I also I mainly play Shoddy Snipers, SWAT. I played the team deathmatch mode, but I think I played that pretty sparingly.
I played Team Teabag,
No.
the real mode. You
No,
kill
I
somebody, you
know.
have to teabag
Yeah.
them to get a point. I was like, this is
You get more points in normal games too if you teabag people.
Yeah.
That is funny they did that.
Yeah. And besides that, I've been playing a lot of MCC, so really
You've just been playing
a lot of
Halo.
variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually did play a lot of games this week. I've been kind of a running joke the past couple weeks, but I've only played a few of the same games, just a lot of them, and no games where clearing out the backlog, which is kind of part of it.
Fuck a backlog.
Then the last thing I played is probably the biggest game of the three. It's called Top Shelf PLL.
Yeah.
It's a mobile game.
Yeah. It's a lacrosse game.
Yeah. It just launched yesterday, and I don't really play mobile games. If you watch this, you'll know that, or listen to this.
Oh, do have more to add.
Unless you consider, I mean, it is mobile, but Switch, Vita, and DS. But when I say mobile, I always think of phone. I play a lot of the other mobile games. That's it. This game couldn't be any more simplistic. I had fun. I could play probably maximum a half hour.
As a single screenshot.
You should download it. I know I'll get sick of it fast. I feel like I could see you getting way too into it and getting addicted. But dude,
I don't do that with anything.
Yeah, I think you might be way too into it. I know you're being sarcastic, but I'm saying, yeah, it might just feed you to that.
I don't love mobile games, so it might turn me off that, but I'm downloading it right now.
Okay, let me know what you think. I think you might have a lot of fun with it.
There are certain mobile games I've gotten very addicted to, like
Yeah.
Adventure Life Capitalist. You have to build a lemonade stand into owning.
Oh, okay. naturally. That's all I've been playing though. You said you had something to add?
So I tried out cloud gaming finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it.
You hate it?
I do.
I've had mixed experience. I've had amazing to absolutely terrible.
I cannot do the input lag. It is miserable. I was like, obviously, I'm not gonna be able to play story games or multiplayer games. I understand that. So I was like, I'm gonna keep playing Prey in bed.
Oh, your frame play?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I can't even put it on my list of things I played because I couldn't fucking get through it. I fucking have this thing over my bed that holds my phone, right, like this.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fucking controller under the blanket. Bluetooth was great. I was super excited about it. Had Prey up. Quality was great. I was like, fuck yeah. Couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a server load or what. Obviously, it's all depending on your setup. But even my same setup, I've had fucking flawless. I've even played Halo multiplayer and be like, I can't even notice lag. And there's other times I get on way less graphic heavy games that are single player and it just chunks along like that. So
I have 600 down internet always, and I was fucking right by my router. And I've done it a couple times now. I don't even like it. Like I don't know how you could do this out in the world. Like people are like so excited. Oh man, I'm like on a plane. I bust out my fucking Kimitachi thing from Razer, whatever the thing's called. Hook up my shit and I'm playing fucking Halo. Like, how?
yeah, funny enough, the Razer thing,
Yeah.
the Rain on Your Parade, that's how I played half of that game, and there was absolutely no lag. I know that game's not. Oh, you're playing. It's yeah, I do the same thing. You just tap the targets, which seems simplistic, and it is, but then it starts getting a little more crazy. He's playing top shelf PLL right now. It does get. I could tell I get sick of it fast, but I could tell if you're addictive, it could get it like that. Oh my god, it's fucking vibrating every time. But I know that game's not the most graphic heavy, but it is still very dependent on like moving that cloud around and having the right spots.
Yeah.
And I played half of that game like that and didn't have any issue. But like I said, I know what you're talking about. This isn't. I said this isn't a case where I'm like, oh, I have perfect experience.
Yeah.
It's just so up and down. There's just like, well, there is an in between, but there's a hard left and right.
Oh, I see how this could get addicting. If you miss, it's over.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. Oh, and you get unlocks. You can get new.
I don't care about that. I just
black sticks.
How many misses do you get? Do you know?
I don't know. I felt like sometimes I miss one, sometimes I miss two.
One
so
miss, two miss, three miss.
Maybe it's depending on where you're at.
Oh, it's a time thing.
Maybe if once you start going and you miss, you start getting negatives. Is that what it is? They're definitely dependent.
Yeah, I've missed so many times. What are these crowns?
That's your high score that you're trying to beat is the crowns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems like a game I'd like.
Anything else?
No, I want that to be better. Especially if they're trying to incorporate it into like, buy this new Samsung TV, it comes with the Game Pass app. You don't even need consoles anymore. Bull fucking shit. Ain't no shot I'm playing any game like that.
Unless some of these TVs have built-in hard drives, you could download stuff, you know? I know that's not the future, but I'm saying short term.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah. That's all I've been doing.
Okay. What have you been watching?
So I went to the movies today.
Wait, sorry.
Ooh.
I should have asked this different. What did you think of Castle Rock?
Oh, it is so good that I don't even want to talk about it yet until I finish it.
Till you finish it, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Jesus, okay.
So I'll come back to you in a couple weeks.
All right.
So I went to the movies today.
Mm-hmm.
Spur of the moment thing. I'm gonna go see The Green Knight next week. Yes, I'm super excited about that. So I wasn't planning on going to the movies for another week.
You know that movie's a remake? I know you're talking about how unique and original it is. I didn't know that till.
Well, it's based off of folklore, right? Or an old ass fucking Tolkien-esque fucking book.
I didn't know that. And I think
What's
there's
the
been
story?
actual.
It's called something. Folklore? That's not it.
That's a good Taylor Swift album. That's right. Are you thinking of Taylor Swift?
No, you're killing me by throwing suggestions out. Whatever. It's like an old tale.
Well, I think it was an actual movie too, right? Like this is.
Not that I'm aware of.
Hmm. Yeah, I was getting some bad info. Sword of the Valiant. Is that it came out in 1984? But if you search the Green Knight original movie, that comes up.
I have never heard it be called ever. It's only associated with the tale.
The Legend of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is
The
in this.
book.
Oh, that is what this movie is.
Uh,
That's I didn't know either. I wasn't correcting you like you said.
it's still an incredibly original. Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that it looks like an incredibly original epic. It just looks like a visionary fucking. They said it's like contender movie of the year, like visionary wise. Not the visionary, but like visuals wise, it's gonna be like top notch movies ever. Just the world it builds. I don't hear it's like a big action movie or anything. It's just like an epic adventure, and I hear it's super sexy, which is interesting. So I'm gonna go see it with my mom, and it's graphic nudity. So I'm assuming I'm gonna see a lot
Sold
of
me.
fucking dick and pussy.
Okay.
But no, the story sounds incredible. I'm super excited. It just feels like it's gonna be like an epic Lord of the Rings type rated R adventure. Without a ring and some asshole named Sam.
No Smeagol though. And that's your wife.
Um.
Okay.
But so I spur of the moment went to the movies today because someone canceled my mom and she's like, "Hey, do you want to go see Old?" I was like, "Yeah, I do actually. I'm pretty interested in this movie." And like Shyamalama Ding Dong is hit or miss, but he's been on a pretty good streak lately. He did Split, Glass, The Visit, and I liked all those movies. I think those were his last 3 movies. Probably produced a couple in between there that weren't much. He did a TV show on Apple TV, but I even hear those are good. So he's been on a good streak. And Old looked interesting enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you felt that way, but
I thought it looked interesting until I saw a tarantula. I was going to ask you how much is he around in the movie?
the tarantula?
Yeah,
There
they
wasn't
showed it in
a
the
tarantula.
trailer.
There was not a tarantula. For even a second.
Are you sure it's because spiders don't bother you? Because they showed it in the trailer, straight up tarantula.
I'll have to rewatch. There was not a tarantula in this for a second.
That was interesting, but I feel like this being a horror movie and them showing that in a trailer, it might be a common thing, and I'm out. I'm not going to be able to pay attention.
I can say with almost certainty there's no tarantula.
Okay.
And even if there is, I can promise you it's not notable at all. Because I just saw it today. There's not a tarantula in it.
So what do you think without spoiling, obviously?
Awful.
Oh. You're going to say it's good.
Terrible. 3/4 of the movie, I was like, this is with The Happening. This is just as bad as The Happening.
That was pretty good.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
I wouldn't go that far, and I'm being sarcastic. It was good in the way that it was just so stupid, but
But so like with those, the worst movie I've ever seen. Like obviously there's worse movies. Like Dead Girl is the worst movie ever, right?
no, but yes.
Sure. This movie is a movie by a legitimate director with a legitimate actors. That is the worst pile of shit I've ever seen. And I was like, this movie's on par with that.
I'm curious how different our opinions be, because I didn't see Split or Glass cut anything with that great. I know people liked them, but I did see The Visit, and that was one of the worst movies I've seen in a while, so I wonder if I would be completely different of you.
I don't see how you could like this movie. It's also reviewing poorly, so I don't think I'm in the minority here.
Oh, I know we talked last week, and maybe I didn't drive home enough. You're talking about how we all are affected by reviews and care. I feel like maybe
I didn't
like
see reviews before I went into this, by the way.
Oh, I'm not saying that's why you didn't like it. I'm saying I feel like maybe in the slightest bit I do care, maybe, but I don't think reviews really do shit for me either way. I've seen movies that have reviewed terribly, and I really liked, and vice versa. And
Yeah, I have to.
I'm all over the place. I don't.
Some of my favorite movies are rated awful.
I think actually The Viz I think is rated very highly, and I thought that movie was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I think it's rated pretty well for a horror movie. Usually horror movies aren't rated.
And I didn't have any hype going into it because I think I saw it premiere night, so I wasn't going into it with high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, you might like it. I don't see how you could. I really don't. The only redeeming factor of it was like 10 minutes of the end. The only reason I say I don't think you would like it is the script is so bad. Like, even if the idea is interesting, it is directed awful. Like, some of the shots he used, it looks like a college, like someone made it in college. Like, you can tell it's green screen. Their heads are poorly put into it. It was wildly inconsistent. Some of the people were aging seconds. One girl stayed the same age the whole time. Didn't even address it.
Just a twist you don't get.
No.
No, I'm saying it is. You just don't
No.
understand.
It's just shitty.
That's just how crazy his mind is, man.
Parts of it just don't make sense. It's not a complicated movie. It just doesn't make sense for any of that to happen. There's a part that's about as stupid as air killing you in The Happening. There's a part in the movie you'll understand that's about on the same pace. M. Night Shyamalan is in it.
Oh yeah,
as an actor. Yeah, he's
My
not
God.
good.
I would imagine.
With the kid from Jumanji and Hereditary's in it, and I think he's very good.
The dude from the Naked Brothers band.
Yes, and I think he's very good. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. The dude who looks like Matt Cutchell from those Emo's Not Dead videos, like a Russian version of him or something. Terrible. The wife, awful. Even the guy, he was in oh man, what's that movie with Heath Ledger? A Knight's Tale. He was the king. He was the king. He's in it.
Wait, wasn't that?
No, he was the Black Knight that he fought.
Oh,
he's in it. He's pretty good. Terrible. So I don't know if it's just the script or what, but the acting was so bad. The concept was fine, but I don't know if he was trying to be humorous with it. But there were parts that were just funny, and I don't think they were meant to be.
Yeah.
So, and this is the type of movies that I try to like. Okay, this is why this is happening. Like I want to like it. Because I think Shyamalan Ding Dong's been on a roll.
So much you don't know his name.
So I'm like into him.
Oh,
for the most part, I like a lot of the movies that he's done. I think are fucking terrible. But
how do you feel about Signs?
It's good.
I'm sure it doesn't hold up, but that's my favorite movie by far. If you're judging it time it came out,
I think all those Sixth Sense, Signs. I thought, what's the one movie with the go on the other side of the grass and there's a whole town. The Village. What? I don't know. It was terrible. I think it's called The Village. Doesn't matter. It was awful. Yeah, this movie's not good. The end. I don't know how to. I won't spoil anything. Obviously, the way it so it has a twist, obviously, because it's a Shyamalan movie, and the way it presented that, and even answered it, I was like, oh, okay, that is cool. So that part was like, okay, I can live with that. But it was so, and this one is you have to like suspend your like. Obviously, you're not going to go somewhere where a beach is going to make you older, right? It doesn't exist. So you have to suspend that reality and get into the world, right? And I could do that, but it was just so far fetched. Like even like the actors weren't selling it. The story of I can't say much more on that. But everything that happens pre, during, post, none of it is believable. So, it's just not set up well or directed well. So I think it could have been good, if the script was better and maybe it was just more in reality. Maybe I don't know. It was just bad. I think honestly I think it could have been okay if just the acting was even decent. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
So it was comical. It was bad. So
I hear you.
You might like it. I'd be shocked if you did. like I said, it's reviewing that way as well. And usually I don't care about critics score. Usually I'm like, okay, if most of the audience is on the same level, like I think it's like 55% or something. I bet half the people that see it would be like, that was okay. Yeah, half would be like, that was bad.
Yeah, see, I think that's even where I'm different because I feel like there's so many times where majority people like something I don't, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I feel like reviews really don't affect me like it
Well, they
does a
don't
lot of
affect
people.
me. It's just if I'm going to get a base for something, like, oh, is this movie probably going to be good? Oh, 80% of people think it's good, and there's 10,000 of those. It's probably going to be good.
But yeah, I guess that's where it's different for me. Is that I don't think you're um, alone in this either. I think a lot of people are like this. That they're like, oh, I don't want to see it then, or like Outriders. You're like, but yeah, everybody's saying that, so obviously I'm not gonna play that game.
Well,
I'm like,
if it's broken, why would I spend $60 on it if it's in a broken state?
well,
That's what reviews are for. The game is broken, don't purchase it.
there's aspects of it that you said like you don't get enough loot or things like that. But
But the
I mean, the
game
core
doesn't work.
There's plenty of reviews that say the core gameplay is amazing though, and like
Probably, but if you can't matchmake with your friends, why would I buy it?
we did that even in the beta.
Yeah, but they
demo.
said it was horrible in the main game when it released. Like you could not matchmake with your friends on console. That was one of the big reasons why I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I see. I wouldn't go spend money, but if I had Game Pass, I would definitely try for myself. Or
But my Xbox is broken.
yeah,
I probably would have played Outriders with you on console.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think that's where I'm just totally different, and that.
But you see, it's reasonable for people to think that way, right? Oh, like 80% of 10,000 people think it's pretty good. It's probably gonna be pretty good, and then you go watch it. Oh, it wasn't. That's okay.
Maybe
We have reason to believe it'll probably be good.
I can see how other people think that. I don't, because I just have a totally different mindset on all that stuff in general, and you know that. That's the main argument.
I'm just making
sure
you understand that. Like, yeah, I can see why people think that.
Yeah, I can see why other people don't. I mean,
Yeah,
other people do. I don't really get why people do that because there's plenty of things that majority of the world feels, and that's not gonna. I'm not gonna feel that way.
Yeah. Well, to get feelers for something like that you just have no idea about. Usually, you ask opinions of people. If you have no idea about something, usually you'll ask like some questions. It's kind of like what an audience review is. Let's see what 10,000 people have to say. Oh, it sucks. It's probably gonna suck. I watch it. Oh, it's pretty good.
I feel like a lot of times though, when something is so highly praised or hated, that people aren't judging it for what it is. They're like,
I don't know the motives.
They're like, oh, a ton of people hate this, so I can't be different. Because then, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm saying that I feel like people are so worried about being different, or if they have a different opinion, then they're wrong or stupid. So I feel like that's why I avoid it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that play out in real life, so.
Have you seen anything else?
No, I just watched Old. It was bad. I couldn't recommend it, so I don't even want to recommend people go see it.
And Castle Rock, you're not going to talk about that yet?
Not until I finish it.
When do you think you'll finish it?
Could be a little while. A lot of stuff right now.
All right. But you're focusing on that?
Not saying that either.
Okay.
So, I'm really busy right now.
All right, gotcha. I saw a few things this week, a couple of them in theaters. First, I saw Roadrunner, which is a documentary about Anthony Bourdain's life.
I don't know what any of that is.
Really? I'm not a big fan of. Well, I wasn't a big fan of his, and still kind of am not. I'm surprised you don't, just because a lot of people seem to like him, and he was so
Name
big.
Sounds familiar, but
he was a famous chef, but then he had a show where he traveled the world and tried different foods, so it kind of became like a travel show on top of eating different foods and crazy stuff. Good question. He also had a very popular book called Kitchen Confidential, if that does anything for you. No?
If that's the show's called, it might.
No, it's not. I said I really didn't watch this show a lot, I'm not going to lie, so I wouldn't know. Let's see. I think they said it in
Did you watch it here, or did you go to a theater and watch this?
I went to the theater to watch this.
Because you had an interest in it, or it was just something to do?
We're going to get to that. Parts Unknown, I guess it must be called. There's 12 seasons. He's done other stuff, but I feel like that had to be it. He's also, that's not his show. He's in Top Chef, but that's not his show.
Yeah.
So kind of what I was talking about before. I tried to think based off what other people think, but I have noticed this thing that I do, and I think I've gotten way better as I got older, but I keep trying to get better with it. He also killed himself a couple years ago, sadly, if that does ring a bell for you. Um, but I noticed that I take the opposite end sometimes where so many people like something and
You
love it
just
so much.
automatically hate it.
Yeah. And I try to get out of that. I think I've gotten way better with it. And I thought this guy was always a douche, and I never really saw the fascination. But I saw this came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go see this. I didn't even watch the trailer. I was just like, I'm just gonna go into this so that way I can judge it for what it is and actually experience something. And then Cody wanted to go, but I was just gonna go by myself. I didn't care.
Those type of
Cody
people
loved
are
him.
worse than review people. I just automatically hate something because everybody likes it.
Oh, that's why I'm trying to get out of it. And
I knew a guy I used to live with that was like that on anything, not just movies or games, everything.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm just natural like that, and I don't think I am on most things. And I think I used to be more when I was younger, and that's why I'm trying to get out of it. And
I'm not saying you are or aren't.
Yeah.
I was really like that. Everything. The group was doing something that looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't think I do that. I think
I don't think you do either.
Yeah, my thing is more that I have experienced so many of those things that people hype up so much, and nobody will say a bad thing about that I worry too much. But then, like, is it really good? That sometimes I overthink it. So that's why I just went into this with a blank slate. First off, the documentary is super interesting, no matter how I feel about the guy. I think it's really interesting.
I'm pretty sure I could watch a documentary on actual shit being made, and I'd be pretty into it.
This is the same director that made the Mr. Rogers documentary, which I fucking love. If you haven't watched that, you should check that out. It's really good. So I didn't even know that going into it either. My sister actually told me that after I watched this, so probably part of the reason I like this one so much. Obviously, it's sad as shit that he killed himself. After watching it, I don't know. He does kind of seem like an asshole. I think part of it, he has so many mental issues, and you can see it working his way through to obviously eventually the unfortunate outcome. But I don't think just everything that he was an asshole about was mental issues. He was born in somewhere near Boston and lived in New York, so I think he had a brash attitude, but I think he also didn't have really treat people the best.
Yeah.
But I think he was a very fascinating guy, and we've seen this play out countless times, so this isn't unique here, but it's definitely another tale where you would think you'd have the perfect life. He traveled the world, got paid for it, have a TV show. He was famous worldwide. He got to eat food and get paid for it, and he's in multiple relationships, not at the same time, but like throughout different times, had kids, had everything you would think you could want, but it was still never enough. Because, like I said, that's not unique here. But I think that all of us lose sight of that, because especially people that haven't made it big, we're like, shit, if we could just get that, then we'd be happy. But then somebody that literally has everything just keeps needing more, because once you have it, then you need something else. That's why we all think we need something, because we don't have it. Mm-hmm. So it's depressing seeing that play out, but I think also it can be helpful if you can even try and make you see things through that lens for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And as far as the documentary, it was really well done. There were some really weird cuts, like some hard cuts. It'd be like this beautiful music and like the sad part, and then just cut to being dead quiet and then interview with somebody. I don't know. There's just some weird transitions going on, which is odd because the Mr. Rogers one is so well done, and this is for the most part. That is something that caught me off guard. But yeah, it was interesting to see for sure. I'd check it out if I were you. And then another documentary I watched. I watched this one with Nick. We got in a party chat on Xbox Live and watched it. It's called Clothes for Storm. He said it looked right up my alley, and it totally was. It's about the Six Flags in New Orleans that got flooded when Hurricane Katrina happened. Which, first off, it was fucking nuts seeing that footage. It looked like something from so long ago. Like it was handheld cameras and a little date at the bottom, and the quality was fucking terrible. I was like, how is it this bad? And I was like, this is from 2005, which is a long time ago now, which is horrifying to think about. And the water park never reopened, and I knew how bad it was. I was alive before I wasn't that young, but seeing the footage back now is so crazy, and seeing the theme park underneath 6 feet of water, and the water park never reopened after that. And so it's an interesting look at seeing what the hurricane did, the history of the water park, and then like the back half of it is like an argument about what the park should be and they should reopen it if they transform it into something else, and it keeps going through these different progressions and still has just sat empty and keeps decaying. And it's also interesting but terrifying to see how fast nature takes it back over. Like there's just shit growing through all the roller coasters, and the concession stands are like taken over by the all the moss and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was something when I was younger. I was always like, that doesn't make sense. Just because we're not around, things wouldn't just become nature. But you can see how fast it does become nature with just because people aren't fucking walking around. And which is weird to think about, but it is true as you can see it play out in real life. But that's a super interesting documentary. I saw at the end, the credits said one of the main producers was Dan Bell, which is a guy that Cody absolutely loves, a YouTuber. I don't know if he knows he did this, but I know that would draw his attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting documentary though. And then at home, I watched Fear Street Part 1, 1994. Have you heard about these?
I have.
Have you watched any?
I have not. Have you seen the physical location?
No.
There's the old video store. They opened up for it. It's like a haunted house type thing. You go in there and people scare the shit out of you while you're walking through like a Blockbuster thing. You have to get like a membership card to get in. And
I'm down.
You should look into it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I'm sure not close, or I definitely would be down. First off, I'm not going to lie to you. I had no idea this was R.L. Stein.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody seemed to think I was fucking nuts for saying that, but I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And that's coming from somebody that grew up loving Goosebumps. Yeah, I guess it was the next thing he did, which makes sense because it's way more adult. Okay. But I had no clue he did that, and I was wondering why he's caught on so fast, but I just figured it was one of those Netflix things, those word of mouth.
That's all I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, but now it makes a little more sense. I only watched the first one. I'm not going to spoil it. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything. The first one is set in 1994, as the name implies, and is like a straight-up slasher movie, which I was all about. It's cheesy, it's campy, you got to know what you're getting into. There's some pretty poor acting, but it's like part of it. Yeah. So I think people forget. I think when people see us now, they're like, this movie is cheesy. How do people like this? But this is what slasher movies always were. It's not a new thing. But then I don't think this is. Should I say something that could be spoiler-ish? I don't think it is, but
sure.
Are you gonna watch it?
Probably. It looks right up my alley.
Okay, well, I'll wait. I just think there's more to it than just a slasher, I'll say, but I don't think it spoils anything. Okay. So if that's like somebody that I don't just want that, I'd watch it. I don't know if that necessarily is going to be a good thing or not. We'll see going forward, but it's interesting at least. Yeah. And then the last thing I watched, went back to the theater all by myself to watch Pig.
Oh, was it good?
Which is Alex Wolff from Naked Brothers Band was in it. He did a good job.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I hear incredible things.
You might love it. I didn't dislike it. I would say it's just good. It's fucking weird, first off, and I didn't know. This was a movie that I didn't know anything about. I just knew Nicolas Cage was in it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my thing, try and go in opinion free and watch it.
I haven't seen reviews. I haven't seen a trailer. I've seen people on. I'm on an A24. Like,
oh, is that what it is?
Group thing. I think so.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Or maybe it's not, but it's like got the A24 vibes that everyone talks about. It's like one of those weird fucking movies that they would produce. Like, if anyone seen this movie, it's like the best movie that Nicolas Cage has ever done. It's so it might be A24. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing their logo at the beginning, but this is a movie that I think I saw the most logos before a movie. I had to stop myself from laughing. I don't remember what they were called, but Sunbright Studios, and then fade away, Universal, and just kept happening.
Well, if
what
it was
the
A24,
fuck?
They really like to spice their logo up, so I'm sure you would have seen it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I won't spoil it again.
I don't want to see it because I know one line he says, "I'm not moving to Seattle. Fuck Seattle."
Yeah. So. I laughed at that, I'm not going to lie. Especially because right during all the draft stuff, so I thought this is great. I love this. Um, how do you know he said that?
It's on Reddit, Seahawks Reddit. Nicolas Cage's views on Seattle. I'm moving to Seattle. Fuck Seattle.
Yeah, it seemed kind of out of nowhere. It didn't really even seem to connect to the story. So I was like, I don't know if he just doesn't like Seattle or what. That came kind of out of nowhere. Um, it's an interesting movie for sure. I think I was gonna say you and Cody in particular might fall in love with it. I just thought it was a good movie. Like if I
Yeah.
now that I know what it was, if I never saw it, I wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
It doesn't
Obviously, you
seem
have
like a
to see
movie I
it too.
need to see.
Yeah.
But
Um, Nicolas Cage, I think, does good in it. I know he's kind of like a meme. I always
yeah,
thought, I think he's a good actor, but he picks his roles that are just,
terrible.
yeah, because I've seen him act amazing. This one, I think he's really good acting in it. I think he's memed himself so much that some of these lines he's delivering were laughable just because you think of how he is, but I don't think it's really necessarily a bad acting job. It's just,
I don't think I can name a movie that I think he's done well in.
really?
Yeah. I think he's always. There's been parts where I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this being Nicolas Cage, but it's like, oh, this is why I don't think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I kept laughing, but it was serious and it wasn't supposed to be funny. I was like, gotta stop. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was like, he's doing horrible. I was just like,
Even movies.
why are you delivering a line like this?
That's the thing. It's like I think that's just how he does it. Like I don't think he's memeing it at that point. Because even movies I like him in, like Con Air, he's terrible. Lord of War, he was pretty good, but there were lines that were fucking awful. Face Off was awful, but I liked it. He was bad in that. Oh, what's the movie with the National Treasure? I thought he was pretty good in those for the most part, but there were some pretty terrible spots. I just think for the most part he's just an okay actor, okay to bad. But there's movies I like him in, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's a meme enough to where I hate him.
Oh yeah, I actually like him, even if
Yeah.
I don't like all the stuff he's in, or I think some stuff's questionable.
I've seen more movies I've liked with him in it than I haven't liked.
Yeah,
So
I hear
the
you.
only one I really didn't like was The Wicker Man.
Oh, fucking classic. Oh no, not the bees.
And I've actually watched that whole movie, believe it or not.
And you didn't enjoy yourself? I'm not saying it's a good movie.
I've seen it a couple times, and
Oh.
I think that one's right at my like. You know how I have that spectrum, and most movies fall at the other side.
Uh-huh.
I think that one's like right there, and if it's funny to me, if it's in the funny scale,
I could rewatch that movie again. It's been a while.
I've definitely seen it a couple times.
Yeah,
Especially I've seen the bees thing like a million times,
Oh, shit.
and when he punches the girl in the face.
In the bear outfit.
There's a lot yeah, that movie's awesome. Yeah, that's right in that perfect spectrum.
Have you been listening to or reading any books? I finished Ramada.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
Weird that it gets hated.
Yeah, I think a fair criticism would be it kind of just seems like Ready Player One reworked in a different story, but that's also not something that people don't do with movie like directors don't consistently do.
They have the theme that like director has a vision.
Yeah, so I think that would have been a fair one, but I guess I don't know what the criticisms are. They just seem, I know people like really, really hate on it, so I don't think it's something like that.
I feel like it was like kind of a Ready Player One make, but like focusing on one game
Yeah.
that turns into something bigger.
I was wondering if they're making a movie. I think it was Universal bought the rights 3 years ago,
Yeah.
but I wonder if that's just going to be something that
They sit on
withers
for a
away.
while.
Yeah. Because I think if anything, it would have started doing when Ready Player One got so hot. This is probably something you didn't notice, and if you did, it was a while ago. I didn't like how he said, it met my eyes. When I lifted my eyes to meet his gaze. They said that so many fucking times. I never heard that line in my entire life. And I can't tell you how many times I heard it in this book.
I don't know if it's like a common thing, it's saying, but it's not like uncommon thing.
I don't.
Lifting eyes to meet gaze.
Yeah, I don't know if I've
Someone's
ever
gaze.
heard that in my life. I know what it means. I'm saying I don't know if I literally ever heard that whole sentence, and I can't tell you how many fucking times I heard in this book.
I've
So
heard
it
meeting
bothered me.
someone's gaze a lot.
Well, I'm not talking about like you go to a club and you meet some gays. It's like
I'm misinterpreting. I
It's
lift
not-
my eyes. Oh, hey, gay. Nice to meet you. I'm straight.
So I finished that. That was the only. Like I said, that's
I don't
like a
remember that at
nitpicky
all.
thing.
So yeah.
So I started Kitchen Confidential,
Oh,
the book
okay,
I
sure,
mentioned.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? He's
Fuck it, go all in.
interesting at the minimum.
Okay.
The book definitely gets into because they didn't want to paint him in a bad light, and like I said, he doesn't seem like the worst guy. He just seems like kind of doesn't treat people the best, and then have mental issues aside from that. The book, I think, definitely shows his more of the douchey side.
What mental things does he have? Does it say?
Um, he definitely had depression, but I don't know.
I don't know if it was or like a multiple personality or.
Yeah, I don't know if they said anything else. I know he's depressed, and then he's in multiple relationships that were fucked up, and um, like I said, I'm sure there's some term for what that is. Always needing something more, even when you have like everything. I'm sure there's some kind of term for that. He definitely had whatever you would call that. I guess we all do too.
Drug addiction.
He definitely had drug addiction as well. Yeah.
I think that's what they relate to the most. It's why people go from weed to coke and coke.
Yeah.
To...
No, I just missed the core part of the movie. Yeah, you just said it. That's what they called it. They were talking about how it's an addiction. It always moves to something else, and he would think he needed a bigger chef gig, and then he'd get it, and then he'd get the relationship he needed, and then that relationship wouldn't be good enough, so he'd need a hotter girl. So yeah, they said that his addiction. Yeah, his addiction just kept moving to something over and over until there was nothing that could meet it, and then the natural outcome. Yeah. But a great line in this. I can't believe this was in a book. He said, "The heat was unbearable. When I say unbearable, I mean I couldn't bear it." I think that's what unbearable means.
Him or something?
Yeah.
God, it sounds like you wrote it too.
Yeah, he did. The book's been interesting, and it's aside from his douchiness, which is also interesting, but not something I'm like, yeah,
douche.
But he's worked in kitchens his whole life, so it's a look about like stuff they don't talk about and like stuff that they mishandle.
Do you like kitchen stuff?
I guess to a degree, yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Chef?
Yeah, I like it.
Movie?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay.
So I'm actually almost done with Kitchen Confidential already. Kind of been blowing through it. So I'll see what my next book is. We can get into the free games here.
Okay.
On Xbox.
Oh, I'm assuming you didn't put the Epic Games ones in there?
No, and I didn't put in August games because neither of them released it when I put these notes together somehow, which were only days away. So that will be behind, obviously.
Not only do I have what they are for Epic, I have a review of one of them.
Oh, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
So on Xbox 360, you have Midway Arcade Origins till July 31st.
That's still there, okay.
Xbox One, you have Planet Alpha till July 31st. Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break till August 15th. PlayStation Plus, you have Call of Duty Black Ops 4, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, Virtua Fighter 5, Ultimate Showdown till August 2nd, and then PS5, you have Plague Tale Innocent till August 2nd. And like I said, yeah, and then none of them put out their stuff for August when I made the dates, so those ones are going to be out of date.
Well, I don't know if we mentioned these. I think we did mention these last time, but Defense Grid, The Awakening, until the 29th, just tomorrow. And then World War I, Verdun, I still don't know how to pronounce that. Western Front until the 29th at 11 a.m. Thank God that game is going to be off the free list because it's not even worth being fucking free. People have paid money for this game, and it has an active player base. It is the worst fucking game. Not really. It is bad. It's all just like rifles, World War I rifles, and you're just in trenches and open field, horribly shooting at people. It is terrible. It is no fun. That's it. That's my review.
Okay.
July 29th to August 5th, a game called Mother Gunship, which I don't even know what that is, but it sounds fucking sweet.
Right.
Let me look at some pictures here to give you. Oh, yeah. This looks sweet. It's a bullet hell FPS where you craft your own guns, fight huge bosses, and defeat robotic alien armada that conquered Earth. That sounds fucking sweet. Face off against overwhelming odds in brutal, non-stop combats. Thinking on your feet is the... And then it cuts off. So that sounds sweet and actually worth something. And then July 29th to August 5th is Train Sim World 2.
Oh, so, I've been waiting for that one.
Train Simulator. Seems like a game you would like. You like train sims? You ever played one? Seems like a coaster game, but with just... They don't go in loops.
Theme parks are like the only simulators I've ever liked.
There's a power washing simulator that looks interesting to me, but I can't bring myself to spend $20 on it. Maybe $1. I'd buy that for $1.
Hey. All right. Any fake outreach this week?
No. Do you?
I got one.
Oh, nice.
So when I saw Roadrunner.
Okay. This is the documentary?
Yes.
Of the douche.
Yes.
Okay.
Douchey. Like I said, I lowered it a little. Like I said, I hate him going into it. I sympathize more and see where he's coming from and stuff. I just think there's better ways to handle yourself some things aside from the addiction. So that's kind of different.
Let's call him douche.
All right, fair enough. But in this,
I just feel like I'm not gonna understand outrage.
Well, starting to laugh, you definitely don't because it's serious. So in this documentary, his latest girlfriend is she was raped by Harvey Weinstein, and they're at an art gallery, and she's like, this is a real dramatic shot behind them looking at Medusa, and she's like, a lot of people are scared of Medusa, and they're horrified of her, and they think she did everything wrong, but she was actually a rape victim. And I personally was triggered and outraged because I was like, yeah, we've all been thinking that Medusa is this horrifying creature. We wander out there in movies and go, oh, scared the head. And this whole time she's a rape victim. And I think we should all be ashamed of ourselves. And I think you should probably start apologizing first.
Yep. Sorry.
I'm sorry too.
I get it. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to come up with one of those. So.
I get it.
I'm glad you got those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I will never get that.
That one, it was just handed to me. I'm probably a good thing Cody's there for that because I started laughing out loud when she said it. I was like, are you shitting me?
Yeah. Awful. Laughing at a rape victim. Ridiculous, Casey.
Yeah, Medusa, that's how I'm laughing.
I'm outraged.
See, there you go. Or was that real?
By you.
So you are outraged. That's not fake outrage.
No, you laughing at a rape victim.
Yeah, but are you outraged by that?
Fakely.
Okay. Then that's fake outrage. Tomorrow, we're going live with the first look at hashtag Halo Infinite Master Chief S. Upcoming technical preview. That's the hashtag with the Master Chief head.
Oh, I was like, are we actually doing something tomorrow live? I'm down.
Upcoming technical preview. Hear directly from the team about what's in store and how you'll get in if you're selected. July 28th, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
5 p.m., right when I go to work. Perfect.
I thought I would share that because that sounds like maybe if you're not in, you'll be able to watch a video of what's happening.
I feel like you're going to get in. Just give it another day.
I just think they don't like me.
I just think that maybe there's 100,000 people got in. You're just not very cool.
That makes me feel better.
As it should.
Anything else you'd like to say, sir?
I'm going to watch a show this week.
What show?
I don't know. I'm going to watch one of them.
All right.
Either the Castle show.
You're going to watch more?
More of it?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to start the Fear Street show.
That's just a movie.
Is it?
Yeah, 3 movies so far.
Oh, no fucking way I'm doing that. God, dude, the commitment to these things is crazy.
You're ridiculous.
I can't. Dude, movies are the same way. Unless I'm in a theater. I can pretty much watch anything in a theater. Like the movie Old.
Go watch Roadrunner then.
I feel like I oversold how bad Old is. It's not good, but it's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, it's like a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, it could have easily been a 6. Never could a movie like that be like an 8 or 9.
I gotcha.
So.
Speaking of 9, we're at 10. So as always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at currentbacklog. And you can email any corrections, questions, or feedback to
currentbackloggers@gmail.com.